We're in.
Okay. Hello. How are you all doing this lovely evening? You can't actually answer me back. Well, I guess you can in chat. Thank you for joining us for the third episode of Blades in the Dark. Yeah, I'm excited to have everybody here to check us out. So, if you are new, this is the Welcome to the Party channel. If you're new to the Welcome to the Party channel, here's a little rundown about what it is. So I'm going to read a thing for you. The channel itself is basically dedicated to creating an inclusive and equitable gaming community where people can come and play, learn. They can learn how to stream, learn how to play different games that they may not have played, like this. I've never played this before, except the past 2 times. It gives you like a safe and cool place. It's a very inclusive community. And I say community, it's definitely a community. There's a Discord that is pretty lively and has a bunch of different people in it, and they're all very interesting people. And I suggest, if you are new, to hop in there and meet some new people. Maybe you can get into a game. And everyone's very friendly. This is a very friendly, I've never, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's very nice just all the time, which is pretty cool. It's not a very toxic place at all, which is refreshing, I would say. The channel actually does have sponsors. The first sponsor is Devin Rue, who is the mistress of maps. She makes awesome fantasy maps. You can find them all at rueinc.com. I have one personally, and it's awesome. It is amazing. And I think she did like a crazy Critical Role map. That's the one that I have.
2 of them, in fact.
You made 2 of them? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
That they use at the table.
Yep.
Oh, so cool. The other sponsor is Tabletop Loot. They make dice, shirts, mugs, and all kinds of merchy stuff. They are at tabletoploot.com. They actually have some stuff from some of the games that we've played on Welcome to the Party, the Vampire, the Masquerade games and stuff.
That's
like
the other one.
Oh, that's the other one?
Yep.
Oh, which one is Tabletop Loot?
Dice.
Tabletop. Yeah, does great.
Oh, they have dice and shit. Okay, so Nerdware is what I was thinking of.
Yes.
Okay. So Tabletop Loot's got like awesome dice and shit. That's what they make?
Yes.
Very cool. So if you want some cool dice, go there. And the last one, which I mistaken, is So Nerdware, which is, oh, I see. That's the official merchandise. Okay, I get you. The official merch sponsor for Welcome to the Party. And you can, if you shop at So Nerdware, which has all kinds of cool shit, you just type in welcome at checkout and you get a 10% discount on your next purchase. And that's at sonerdwear.com. And they have a slogan, So Nerdwear, it's what the nerds wear, which I like. I like that slogan. And then there's also, if you like what you see here and you think that this is a cool sort of thing that we're doing, they have a Patreon. You can support the channel and their ongoing work through the Patreon. You can get interviews with players, mods, and DMs. That's pretty cool. Behind the scenes looks at the games, from art to notes. That's pretty fucking cool. I like that. You can see like how people are making their games, like the DMs and stuff. That's very cool. I like it.
Yes. Yeah, if you ever have notes you want to share on there, let me know. I'll get them up on there.
Ah, I like it. Very cool. Either way, and they if you give to the Patreon, if you donate, you'll basically be helping them in their goal, which is to underwrite writers, artists, and creators from basically all over from the gaming community, basically try to make a showcase for their work here on the channel. So that's Patreon Welcome Party RPG. So it's Welcome Party RPG on Patreon, which you should check out. And also the Discord, which I mentioned before, which is Welcome to the Party, I guess. Did we already put that up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but I would definitely check out the Discord because it's really cool. And you can see what this channel's really kind of all about. So, with that aside, let us start discussing this business. Now, this is the 3rd episode of Blades in the Dark, and we have an interesting cast. My phone is freaking the fuck out. I apologize. Oh God, all my notes. So we have an interesting cast of people, which I shall introduce you to now. I would like to go around the room. You guys can give us your name, who you are, and who you'll be playing this evening. Let us start with Death by Mage.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jackie, better known as Death by Mage on the internet, and I will be playing Victor, the Leech.
Very good, very good. And Leech, for those who do not know, you're pretty versatile, but right now you're essentially a saboteur.
Yes, I am a saboteur.
An expert of making devices and things. Bisonic?
Hi, I'm Bisonic Kevin on the Twitters, and I will be playing Sparrow the Thief.
Very cool, very cool. Crystal?
Hello, people. My name is Crystal Fear, and I will be playing Evany, the Whisper, who is pretty much just a crazy crazy witch with black eyes.
Essentially, and she talks to ghosts, which is spooky. And there's a lot of ghosts in this world. And Throck?
Hello, I'm Grimulkin, and I am a spider. That means I am the face and master planner of the group.
Yes. Information collector and weaver of tales and lies and plans.
And webs and things.
And
yes.
webs and things. I guess webs, too. That would probably make more sense. Yeah. Okay, so that is our crew today. Undead K will not be able to join us tonight, but she will hopefully be here for the next session. But we will deal with that. But she plays an assassin. So, for those of you who are joining us, this is Blades in the Dark. It is a terrible, terrible world. The game is set in a super shitty world where the sun is dead, ghosts are everywhere, and they eat people. Last vestiges of humanity are walled off in these massive cities, which are just shitty giant cities. And the groups that we have here are basically a bunch of scoundrels looking to claw their way up from the gutters to, their lofty ambitions, whatever they may be, which vary from person to person, but are up against pretty terrible things because the city is run on death and blood. Well, as little death as possible, because every time you die, they have to melt your body in a whole thing. It's a whole to-do. They got to get rid of your ghost. It's a whole thing. Either way, but there's still a lot of that. So we will be jumping in. Last that we played, I guess I should give you guys a little update. We had a little bit of downtime. That was our first experiment with downtime. I'm still new to this system. I'm still learning it. Which I might futz with the downtime system to make it faster, because it took a really long time. But we can figure that out. But either way, our party had downtime after their first successful job together. They all did all kinds of shit. Somebody bought a costume. Kevin stole a costume. Bisonic stole a costume. All kinds of stuff happened. Victor got beaten up.
My leg.
Grimulkin got beaten up, but on purpose, and to learn how to fight, and met some fighter friends. And Crystal met a ghost. So they did all kinds of things, and then they decided to go to try to assassinate a leader of one of the hefty gangs who runs Crow's Foot, which is a section of the city that they all... Nice. Gave you the business. She gave you the business, Bisonic. Anyway, so I like the hat.
Thanks.
So our team decided to try to assassinate the leader of the gang that beat up Victor and fractured his leg, gave him a pretty bad injury. And upon trying to kill him, they failed and are in a pretty tight predicament currently. And I think that's what we will jump in at. And I think we are going to start with Grimulkin.
Excellent.
Grimulkin, the last that you remember, you were able to escape the grasp of two Buck Chuck as he held you at not blade point, card point, but basically a knife for him under your neck. You were able to escape by smacking some sleeping juice in his mouth and then hauling ass the other way. But the card being against your neck gave you a cut, and the cards did what they do, which is poison you. You lost vision and tumbled into an alleyway. The last thing you were hearing was the grinding of iron poles in chasing you as you are deep in Ironbiter territory, which is the gang that they were fighting. Now you awaken on your side. Groggy, your chest is on fire. Figuratively, not literally. You're not on fire.
Yeah, I got you.
Your chest is on fire.
Yeah.
Next to you is a puddle of vomit and what appears to be maybe a little bit of blood in the vomit. You assume it's your own by the taste in your mouth. You immediately, like bearings, probably the first thing you think, and you look up, skies above you. You see the stars. Buildings next to you, cobblestone underneath you. You are outside in an alley, maybe. When you look at the stars, it's still sort of swirling. Not sure if that's just what the stars are doing tonight, because sometimes they like to move, or if it's because you're tripping hard balls, or not tripping, but like very grossing out of it. You start to get up, and as you begin to get up, a large man is there with you, and he grabs you. And how do you react to that in this terrified state? This large man sort of, I wouldn't say violently, but he grabs you like quickly and with purpose.
So the first thing I would like to do is, as I'm being grabbed, because I imagine I'm going to get pulled up. I'm not the most physical character. I want to use the confusion of him grabbing me and like pretend to struggle a little bit. But what I'm really doing is sneaking another vial of sleep juice into my mouth and hiding it next to my gum.
I like that.
As a just in case. Yeah.
As you, oh no. And you slip. I'm not even gonna make you roll for that because I like that. It's just cool. You get up and you see that the man lifts you up by your shirt, your kind of now sort of a little bit ruined dress clothes. He picks you up and you're looking into the face of Scruffs, the homeless man.
Scruffs.
Oh, hello.
What?
You might want to take it a little easy. You're probably still a little woozy, yeah?
Scruffs.
Yeah, that's my name. That's me.
I look behind him really quick.
You look behind him and you see what appears to be another homeless man pissing on a wall. And he's sort of drunkenly sort of swaying, and he goes and continues pissing on the wall.
There's no...
You do hear Ironbiters, but it's kind of... It doesn't sound like they're coming here. It sounds like they're sort of like calling to each other and banging on doors.
Okay.
But you're in territory, but it appears that maybe Scruffs pulled you into this alleyway. It does not seem like the place that you fell.
Scruffs, did you rat us out?
Rat you out? No.
Someone ratted us out. They knew everything before we even got here.
Who did?
The Ironbiters!
The Ironbiters?
Yeah!
Oh, well, that's because Chuck's got all kinds of crazy shit. He sees people coming a lot of the time. Well, not all the time, but some of the time. He's got, like, magics and spooky shit that he does. Yeah.
All right. That's good information.
Did he get you with the cards?
He did. Little nick right here, not too much.
See that? The poison. Yeah. Most people die from that. I'm kind of surprised you're alive. I gave you some of my special swill, and he takes out a dirty bottle and shakes it, and you're like, oh.
Chuck.
I'll make it myself.
All right. So here's what I need you to do.
Yeah, sure.
Did you see a man limping down the alleyway?
No.
He was with me moments ago.
Oh, I was over here. All I noticed was you come stumbling in, knocking over a trash can. You scared a cat half to death again running, and I heard them all chasing you like they was going to beat you to death with poles.
Well, that's because they were going to beat me to death with poles. So
that makes sense. That's what I thought. They keep running around saying, we'll find you, cave your fucking skull in. They say all kinds of shit. And the other homeless guy goes, all kinds of shit. They're real mad.
All right. So, would you want to change clothes with me?
He looks at your decent, nice clothes, and he looks at his, like, big, heavy, dirty jacket. Yes? Is this do I have to do anything? I don't want to do anything weird tonight.
No.
Right, okay.
No.
It's just a fair trade then.
I just need you to change clothes with me really quickly.
Sure.
And then I want you to get as far away from here as possible afterwards.
Me?
Yes.
All right, I know my way around.
If you can make it back to the bar, and I'll buy you dinner or something.
That's a deal. I like
All right.
that.
All right, be safe. And then switchy, closey, switchy.
All right, you switch. You get in this big, stanky jacket that he has, and some of his clothes, and his knit cap that you kind of put over your head, and you now look pretty similar to the homeless people. And as you begin, he goes, "Oh, hold on," and he goes on the ground. He scoops up like sediment.
I was gonna do that myself.
You were?
I
okay,
was.
never mind. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if Grimulkin would like want to look
No.
chill. Okay.
Absolutely, he would. Yeah.
Then as a finishing touch, you fucking.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very brave of you. That builds your immune system.
Right. I've got a job to finish. So, I give him a couple of pennies. Say, make it back, have a beer, and wait for us. All right?
All right. Good
Go
luck
quick.
out there. Don't die.
I'll do my best.
Ah.
and he looks to the other homeless man. Look what I got, you fuck! And the other one's like, fuck you! And they start arguing.
I do keep all of my kit, however,
Yeah.
and I pull out my Spirit Bane charm to make
What does
sure.
that do?
It's a bane for spirits, so they'll stay away from me,
The
essentially.
ghosts and shit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're gonna be going into dark alleys and shit. And
Yeah. And I'm gonna go ahead.
No, continue.
No, I was just gonna say I'm gonna circle back to where the original altercation with Two-Buck Chuck was. See if
Okay,
he's
no
still
problem.
lying on the ground. Yeah.
Okay, I want you to, because you are still deep in enemy territory and they have been buzzed like wasps now.
Yeah.
I would like you to roll. I guess it would be a prowl. How would you sneak? How would you choose to kind of sneak around? I'm gonna give you an extra dice too because you're dressed like a homeless man. You essentially have
Okay.
like a disguise kit.
I would actually consort, and here's why. I'm not hiding. Hiding would be obvious, right? There's no reason to be sneaky. I'm a homeless guy. So my thought is I just act like a homeless guy and move my way over there. Right?
That's fair. I like that. Okay, let's go with that then.
All
so
right.
you start kind of acting the sort of wandering, maybe a little drunk, sort of mimicking his posture.
Mm-hmm.
I assume.
Yes.
Yeah, do it up then. Then I would say roll consort. I would say get an extra die because you look the part.
Okay.
You, for all intents and purposes, to outside in investigators, you are a homeless man.
All right. Risky, desperate, controlled?
I would say not so much desperate. You're not in immediate danger right now, but risky because if it gets bad, it gets very bad right now. So I would say risky, and I'd say great effect.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'd say great because you look. They're
So
not paying attention to you right now.
Yeah. So this is my last question. Do you have a devil's bargain for me?
For doing this in general, or for getting an extra die, right?
My declared action is I'm sneaking back, or I'm acting my way back to the scene of the original altercation to hunt down, and if I have the opportunity, snark Two-Buck Chuck.
All right.
I don't know if I'm going to pull it off, but I got to see.
It would you pull it off. You get very, very lucky at this point because you're in enemy territory and they're all pissed.
Yeah,
and definitely on guard.
Staying on mission.
So, Devil's Bargain. I'm not sure in this situation. One that doesn't end with you getting your head bashed in. I'm trying to think.
I can just take the stress. I'm perfectly happy to take the stress for the extra die.
Do any of you guys have a Devil's Bargain that you think would work in this scenario?
I don't like it, but Scruffy.
Oh, poor Scruffy.
That's a good one. I like that.
If I fail, they catch Scruffy and he gets killed.
They catch Scruffy. Depends on what they want to do, but
that's true.
They catch Scruffy. He's not going to be treated well. But they catch Scruffy and they capture him instead. I would say that's not because Devil's Bargains don't happen if you fail. Correct? They just happen.
No, they happen if you fail.
Yeah, they happen if you fail.
Yeah, the Devil's Bargain
really?
is I'll give you an extra die, but if you fail,
this
I
is.
see. I see.
This
I see.
additional
Okay.
complication
I
is
thought
injected into
devil's
the story.
bargains where you do it, but also you get punched in the kidney. You know what I mean? But, okay, cool.
Let me check and make sure. For right now, I'll just roll. I'll just take the stress. Okay. And because I would rather know, so I'll take the 2 stress to give me 2 extra die.
Okay.
Total.
The devil's bargain occurs regardless of the outcome of the roll.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Scruffy, if you would like to take it without the stress, Scruffy will get caught. Doesn't mean he's gonna die necessarily, but it does mean that he will get caught and probably get the absolute shit piss beaten out of him.
I was just super nice to him, give him a nice pair of clothes, and I want him to have that drink. So I'm just gonna take the stress because it's a big deal.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do it.
Right.
I got a 5, so that's a great effect with a limited outcome.
Okay. All right. So would you like to tell me how you get there? I'll tell you what you see, but tell me how you get there. Like,
so you know that drunk guy who was pissing on the wall?
Yes.
The first thing I do, and this is super gross, is I brush up against the pee just to add a little extra stank, right?
Just a little, a little bit on top, just to
a little umami on top of everything. Yeah, and I just kind of head through some back alleys, and I'm just kind of like up against a wall over here, up against a wall, like, and like I'm just meandering almost randomly to make my way back.
Okay, I would say you even, as you exit the alleyway, you start kind of wandering. You even notice that there's some iron biters around, and the first group that come your way, you're like, "Oi!" and they say it, and you, for a second, your heart turns to ice, and they just kind of, "Get the fuck out of the way!" and they push you out of the way, and you're like, "Oh!"
Sorry, Gov. Sorry, Gov.
As they go over, they start knocking on doors to try to see if maybe you have climbed into a window, or that if you were staying with someone's maybe trying to hide you. Though people in this area usually tend to know better than to piss off the iron biters because they'll kill you.
Okay.
You work your way. You were able to get back to where you ran from. You were not too far away. You maybe about a block away, and that's how far he seemed to have pulled you. And you get to the area where this fight happened, and you see that Two Buck Chuck is no longer out on the street.
Makes sense.
There are a lot of people here, a lot of iron biters. There's no people walking around, no normal people, but there's iron biters, and it seems like there's 2 stationed outside the door, just like on. It's on basically Red Alert 5 right now.
Yeah.
It's their hive. But he's not out on the street. Like, can't tell. Most likely he's just in there, in that bar.
Okay.
And I think we'll hop out. We'll hop to someone else now. So next, I want to get to. I would like to go to Crystal.
Beep.
So, Ebony was standing on the street corner when she was flanked by about 5 or 6 gentlemen of iron biters. Let's say 5. They took your drink, they downed it, they tossed it aside, and they said, basically, "Let's fucking go. You're coming to talk to the boss." They did not attack you. They did not beat you to death with iron pipes and crowbars, but they are demanding that you come with them. And one of them begins to sort of like push you from the back to start essentially kind of like trying to corral you like sheepdogs.
Great. I'm going to turn around and growl at him, and then I'm going to go in.
You're going to go with them?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not near the bar. You're not near where they're trying to take you. You're maybe like a few streets down. So you have a bit of time if you wanted to do anything, if there's anything that you think you could do to try to escape from their grasp. If not, you can go with them peacefully. It's up to you. But if you think that you have, in this game, you guys can essentially do flashbacks. You can like rewind time whenever you want. And like, if you come to a locked door or if you end up in handcuffs, you as a player can say, "Fuck that! I rewound. Guess what? I had a lockpick in my hair the whole time." Essentially, you guys can just make shit up whenever you want in order to get out of situations. If you feel like you'd like to do that now, that might be a good time to do it. Or if you don't, I will take you and we can have a scene when they bring you to their headquarters.
I'm gonna save that for when I get there.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. So you want to let them guide you to the headquarters?
Sure.
Ballsy. I like it. Okay, so all right, and you go peacefully with them. No big deal. You think you hear some noises up by where Scarlet was, but you're not sure what's going on up there. But these gentlemen don't seem to give a shit, and they begin to walk you down the street. I say we'll get to you. We'll get back to you then if you've made that choice. Then I'll get to you. So as you guys begin to walk down the street, we see the doorway to the Coinstar Casino, where the bomb was supposed to be placed, where Two-Buck Chuck and his right-hand man, John Irons, were supposed to be when the bomb was supposed to go off and they were supposed to die. Instead, we see Sparrow sitting on a bar bench, a bar stool, with the bomb under her seat as she was waiting for John Irons to sit, and John Irons having a gun drawn on Sparrow. And the last thing that he said to you was, sit tight, we're going to have a little conversation. You can hear what sounds like maybe the footsteps of maybe 3 other men coming in from the back of the bar. It seems like they were trying to flank you, but maybe they had trouble getting in. And they are approaching. As they do, they're not in the room yet, and John Irons is on high alert with his gun. But he's sitting there just kind of, I guess, just staring at you. He's an unpleasant, miserable man. He's very tall. He's broad. He's got big, straggly hair and just a miserable fucking face. Probably like a big old Western mustache, too, just because why not? And he has 2 6-guns, which are very dangerous as they can let loose a lot of lead. And he seems pretty proficient with them. What would you like to do? These men are going to be coming into the room soon, but it'll give you...
I reach over myself and pick up my drink.
He doesn't flinch.
Yeah.
He's chill.
And I'm just holding my drink.
All right. As you turn around with your drink...
Oh, and do I see... oh my gosh. Blanking.
Ebony?
Yeah, do I see Ebony?
Yes. If you kind of turn to look at him, past him is the front door, and behind him you can see Ebony just like going peacefully with a group of about 5 Ironbiters. They are leading her down the street.
All right. I'll just drink my drink. Talking here or your place?
We're going to be taking you down to, well, I'm sure you already know where we live, where we do our business, the Cold Iron. It's a nice place. It's like a saloon, like back home, you're going to like it.
And you can hear the 3 men enter behind you, the 3 Ironbiters.
She's giving him nothing, by the way.
That's fine. He requests nothing. You're looking into the dead eyes of a fellow Severosi. Yeah, a son of Severosi, which are hardy, gnarly people. So he's just looking at you. The 3 men enter. He kind of relaxes. And as he relaxes, he holsters one of the guns. So he only has one kind of at his side. And he goes,
Well, all right then. You able to get up without that thing going off?
I weigh less than you, and I hop up.
That's fair. Well, then let's go. Come on, little lady. Make this easier than it has to be, huh?
I look over to the bartender and I'm taking this glass.
the bartender is not there.
Then I say the direction a bartender would have been.
One of the Ironbiters looks back and forth. All right. Do you go with them?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now the 3 Ironbiters are not armed with guns. They are armed with crowbars and like iron rebar poles. And you're a good distance away from John Irons. But if you'd like to go with them peacefully, then you can go with them peacefully.
I currently see no advantage in leaving.
Okay, that's fine. So as they escort you out, John Irons holsters the other pistol and begins just walking a good distance behind you. As the 3 men are closer to you, he's a little ways back. This guy is more professional than they are. He knows how to do shit like this. And he's definitely keeping range at his advantage.
Gotcha.
They quickly catch up to the group that's with Ebony, and it's basically you and Ebony being escorted by about like 8 Ironbiters and John Irons behind them all down the street. So,
I look over at her and I nod slightly.
She nods more theatrically. So I say we leave. I say we leave you guys. Victor, what? The last thing that happened is you were able to just get away from the grasp of Tubok Chuck, and you are deep in Ironbiter territory. What are you doing?
I imagine that Victor is going to stay low and try to find basically a way for him to figure out what happened to the rest of his crew.
Okay.
Because he doesn't
All right.
know what happened to everybody. So
I'm gonna say you would you be inside of a building if possible, or would you just stay to like crouching in the alleys and hiding behind dumpsters and stuff? Like,
if anything, he would definitely be trying to hide in a building because he can't run away. So using the terrain of an inside building to his advantage would be probably the better tactic.
That's fine. Crow's Foot has a litany of abandoned buildings, all kinds of shit. And yeah, I would say it's easy enough. You are able to kind of like hit in a door and like shut it. And from here, this building has a second story that you're able to kind of look out these dirty windows. It looks like it used to be, probably it just used to be a home. You're just in like a house that looked like it was once older and nicer and has since dilapidated from like another time, a nicer time in Crow's Foot. And so you're in this 2-story home looking out. There's some old broken down furniture behind you and kind of a dirty window you're looking at. You can see the street in front of you. You're not in an alleyway. You're looking right at the street, and you can see that there are Ironbiters. They were riled for a little while, and then you hear them calling to each other, and you hear sort of a louder, sort of a gnarlier voice, and they all sort of like, oh, okay, and they start making their way inward. It looks like they are, I wouldn't say abandoning the search, but it looks like they're definitely lessening their foot traffic on the streets. And it looks like they're all heading back towards that big saloon that you guys were waiting outside of you in Grimalkin, where you were ambushed by Tubok Chuck.
I have a flashback at this point then.
For him?
Once this scene's done, I have a flashback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say, for the most part, after seeing that, Victor will. Well, he needs to get his bearings and needs to find out what happened to everybody. So at least now that he's now sensibly safe, he needs to figure out what happened to everybody. So.
Okay. Do you want to? You probably need to get a better vantage point. Would you like to get to the roof?
Probably. The roof would be the better choice if his leg wasn't so fractured. So I will say it would make more sense for him to have to just scuttle through the alleyways instead.
Okay.
It's too much of a risk for him to just, go for the leap of faith.
Yeah. Okay. I get you. So you kind of clack your way out of the building, sort of.
Actually.
Yes.
This would be a perfect place for the flashback, as you were kind of getting your bearings. So I have this thought, right? So in every heist movie, there's a moment when something goes wrong, and then there's the twist, right? Where this was all part of the plan. And so, what if we plan for the scenario in which we get busted? We go, these are your roles if you get pulled in, right? And my thought was that whoever gets pulled in on the inside acts as guilty or innocent as they need to be, but we have placed Tinder underneath some trash around the building secretly prior to now, in order to, our real plan is to burn the place out, and in the ensuing chaos, take out our target.
All right. Still very risky.
Oh yeah.
Just know you are still up against a very bad and dangerous man.
Yes.
But if that's what you'd like to do, that you have set the Tinder, and that this was part of the plan, cool.
So at the very least, it gives everyone a chance for escape who's been captured.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, they're
Yeah.
they're gonna have a chance. But I like this because this is almost like this is a spider flashback. This is
Right.
you going like. So hopefully it all goes well. If it doesn't,
If it doesn't,
here's your plan A has crumbled. This is plan probably B and C that
Yes.
you're on currently, and
Yeah.
that like all right, everybody knows to enact plan C. That's why Ebony went peacefully. That's
Yeah.
I like it.
right?
Or
Like,
this was a ruse all along.
So then,
Okay.
very good. So then, do you have a role that Victor would play?
yes.
Start the fire.
One, to start the fire.
Okay.
I think that would probably be a good one. And then to meet up with me, and we would need to choose our moment to use the explosives in as strategic a way as possible to take out, at the very least, their lieutenant and come away with something if we get the opportunity. And if not their lieutenant, then Two Buck Chuck himself, right?
Right. I would say he's probably not his lieutenant. He's his right hand. He has lieutenants that are in charge of
his second
various
in command or
businesses.
whatever. Yeah.
The gangs are built in sort of a hierarchy.
Yeah.
His second is his
Yeah.
he runs a lot of the shit.
Yes.
So you're trying to kill the president, the vice president, and
Yes.
whoever else gets
If
in
we
the way.
can't get the president, we definitely want to kill the president. If we can't kill the president, we just got to get everybody out and burn the place out to make a statement. Right.
That's good too. I like that too. A more realistic goal, I think, too, rather than ending in his death, showing like, look what we can do, which is and then vanishing into the night. That might be a better plan, based on how prepared he seems to actually be.
Yep.
That might be actually a better plan for your team and where you currently are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then what would you have asked Victor to do? Place the tinder and find the best way?
Because I would have imagined he could have made the proper accelerants to really make the place go up in the best way.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's a bar, so like it's gonna go up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's plenty of fuel.
And
I would say
Oh, go ahead.
I would say even if Sparrow, if you wanted to help with a flashback and spend some dirty stress points, you could probably throw in those plans for tunnels if you guys wanted to utilize that at all.
We'll see if that comes up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we can save that for later. No problem. So,
So I'll say this then instead. I'll add this as my flashback then for the bomb. So the bomb originally had a timer on it, but there's another mechanism built into it where if there's a violent force like a gunshot to the device, it causes the detonation early.
I like it.
So, and by the way, it's been ticking this entire time.
Actually,
While you're holding it, or while Sparrow's holding it?
Sparrow was holding it to set it off. So
Sparrow probably okay.
So
it's probably still in the bar unless someone specifically picked it up. None of the Ironbiters are touching it.
I would have taken it with me, but as subtly as possible. But I want to save that for.
So just
Okay.
one quick rules note. You do need to assign, for those of us doing flashbacks right here, you need to tell us how much stress it costs us. If it's a simple plan, it doesn't cost any stress. If it's relatively complex, it costs 1. And if it's like what I just did, it probably costs 2. Yeah.
I would give you 2.
Yeah.
I would give Victor 1.
okay.
You're just building something that you're used to building.
Mm-hmm.
But I would definitely give you, because you made an entire plan B in the aftermath of the failure. So I would give you 2 stress. And then you're going to save your flashback. You're not doing a flashback right now, Sparrow, right?
I think I want to save it.
That's fine. Do it. Yeah.
Right.
Save it for the better opportune moment. But you 2 definitely did. So yeah, Throck 2 and DVM just take 1, I would say.
Okay. No problem.
Building devices is like, I don't know. I just can't see that taking that much stress from you. If you like built a rocket launcher, I'd be like, okay, Mr. Man, like now you're taking a lot of stress. But
I mean, I could one day build a flamethrower.
So then we can say, would you say that the tender is set up already?
Yeah,
Or
the tent is set up already. Like we already took the time to kind of plop it in. So what I'm going to be doing is instead of like ascertaining that everybody was okay. I already know this is part of the plan. Therefore, I'm already bolting to the safest location that I can't be seen to start the fire.
Okay, I like it. Okay, and I have a good thing. I have a good job for Scarlet as well. So that works. So you guys are finding a better location to light a fire and let it all go. So you're trying to get close. Okay. I don't know. We could say that you're just there. I'm not gonna sweat it. You getting across the street and shit. You got your dinky leg, but like whatever. At this point, they are less concerned with you because they feel like that motherfucker's long gone. I would even say as you're getting through the streets, it could be like, shouldn't we keep looking for the one with the hanky leg? And you hear him like, nah, fuck it, man. That guy's probably shitting his pants somewhere. And you're just like, you're kind of right behind him, like,
yeah. Yes, sure.
So, okay. So then we know where you are. So I'm going to say you're in place.
Yep.
Grimalkin, you watch as both Ebony and Sparrow are led by a large group of Ironbiters into the Cold Iron Saloon. And you can see there's the two. Did you want to do something before they enter?
I kind of do.
What do you want to do?
I kind of want to accidentally bump into Sparrow and slip my pistol into her pocket.
That's a big ass, man. They're all around her right now. If you
Yeah.
can roll well enough to do it, I don't think I can. I would say that's a risky, desperate fucking maneuver because they're on you.
Yeah.
I haven't declared my loadout is light.
Yeah.
But a lot of our gear is free.
Yeah, she might just have one at this point.
Or
not. Yeah, I would say maybe just because I could see the downfall of that is they break your fucking knee and drag you inside.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I would say maybe let it, because you can always later be like, I have a pistol, ha! And then pull a pistol.
I'm just trying to figure out a way to help as I see them go by. I may just have to sit on it though.
Yeah, maybe think of. I'm trying to think if there's something that you might be waiting to do. You want to try to get in through the back, do you think?
I was thinking about trying to sneak in at some point.
You can at least get close. I wouldn't say that you can just walk in the front.
Oh,
but
no.
So, like, if you want to get close to the back or the sides, I'd say you could. Because you just walk over, start pissing on the side of the wall, like,
let's do it.
Boys. You know what I mean? They're like, hey.
Yeah. And as they're questioning them, I'll try and slip in the back or something. Yeah.
Yeah, because right now their attention is, a lot of them are coming back. Yeah. But it looks like there's a lot of Ironbiters still just about and looking for things, because they think that you're running right now. So some of them are like chasers chasing you down. Yeah. Whereas you're actually So all right. So we can say that you've used your disguise to kind of get close to the back of this saloon.
Perfect. Yep.
Cool. So you guys are brought in. The saloon doors kind of swing open as one of the Ironbiters sort of kicks it open for you, and you guys walk in. It is a smoky saloon, a kind of what you'd expect. There is a long bar directly. I would say actually the bar is to the left of you. Long bar with stools. There's a couple of Ironbiters sitting there. There's actually a good bit of them in here. There's tables set up, looks like for drinking, eating, and a lot of games. There's a lot of cards and shit on the tables. There is a set of stairs going up in front of you that leads to a second story where there's probably, rooms. It doesn't look like there's any bartender, waitresses, none of that. It's just Ironbiters right now. It looks like maybe the girls were sent up or out. And you can see, I would say just sitting at the bar himself is Two-Buck Chuck, as he's just kind of sitting there, and you can see he's like shaking his head as your thing wore off. Throck, so too did his. It's been a couple minutes. It took a while for you guys to get here through the streets, but he's kind of just drinking like, ooh, god damn, ooh man. I haven't been this hungover in forever. Shit, I hate that stuff. And he looks, wow, what do we have here? And you look before you can see Two-Buck Chuck. Two-Buck Chuck is, I drew a picture of him, but I forgot to bring it. I can show it next time. He has a cowboy hat on, kind of gambler's clothes, like nicer clothes. He's wearing like a vest and sort of like a dress shirt, no, I would say not rolled up at all, right up here, his sleeves. He has a cigar, like a small, like kind of Wild Westy cigar, looks like he rolled it himself, in one hand that he keeps putting in and out of his mouth, smoking. And I'm gonna say, since his jacket is off, you can see that around his belt he carries no guns whatsoever, but he does have 2 finely crafted leather holsters, but they are holsters for cards. A deck on this side on his right and a deck on his left, which is odd and weird and seems kind of dumb because how is he going to use it? And he sits there, and the biggest thing you probably notice about him is that he has 2 golden teeth for his front 2 teeth. There's 2 big, ugly golden teeth. He's a greasy, gross man. So you walk in, and he goes, "Well, goddamn, look at you, shit." So let me figure this out. You, and he points to you, Sparrow. You was the one that was gonna kill me, or was it the other 2 that's supposed to kill me? I can't figure out what you're supposed to do. But I know you were there. You look spooky. Takarosi with the black eyes. Ooh, spooky shit. Well, come on in, have a seat. And he points to one of the nearby tables, and the other inviters kind of push you. Do you sit or do you stand? Like, how are you guys acting in this instance?
I'm gonna take my cues from Ebony here.
Oh, geez. Don't do that.
So, Ebony, you are in a very dangerous situation. You sure you have a trump card whenever you want, of course, because the flashbacks, but at the same time, you do know that this is a very hostile environment with a very dangerous man behind you, a group of semi-dangerous men around you, and kind of a question mark in front of you. The leader is a little strange, not totally sure what his business is about. But here we are with all these people. How are you interacting with them? Would she walk in acting scared? Would she walk in acting cool, collected?
She is going to simply sit down and be as polite as can be.
Oh, I like it. Manners. Very good. I would say probably even more manners than these gentlemen are accustomed to, as none of them seem to have manners whatsoever. They're dirty, dusty boys. So you sit down. Does she sit down like like a noblewoman? Oh, okay, very cool. So
Sparrow does not sit down like a noblewoman.
Okay. So question for you, Crystal. Do you wait for someone to pull the chair out for you?
Yes.
Oh, I like that. Okay. So Sparrow goes and sits, just like, all right, let's do this. Crystal does not, or Ebony does not. And do you like make one of them do it? Like look to one of them? Okay. So you look to one of the Ironbiters, and he kind of looks around, and there's an awkward silence among everybody. Nobody catches wise to it. And Two Buck Chuck goes, "Well, ain't there a goddamn gentleman among us?" And one of them is like, "Oh shit!" And he runs over and pulls the chair over. He goes, "Well, that's about fucking time. Look at that. See, we got manners here in Crow's Foot. You should tell your weird fucking Takarosi friends about that, huh? Tell them to come and visit the cold iron. Yeah, we have it good here. Anywho," and he spits on the ground. Goes over and puts a cigar in his mouth. So, some of you might be wondering why you're not dead. I can answer that question simple. Right? I can't even keep count of how many times someone's been trying to kill my ass. How many times has it been, John? And he points to John Irons, who is standing, I'm going to say right near the front door, kind of hands clasped. No, hands at his sides open, waiting, because he is a high alert killer.
I'd make it 4 this month, sir.
4 times someone tried to kill my ass. I tell you, sometimes I can't even remember their faces. I can't keep them all straight. Bashing there, the teeth flying everywhere, their jaws hanging off, the eye popping out.
Can I get a beer?
No. So,
Rude.
I'm thinking, fuck you, you're rude. You try to kill me. In fact, no, wait.
Namaste. So, what I'm figuring is maybe I won't kill you. Instead, huh? How about use you with something, you know? Maybe I could finagle something out of you. What do you think? Because if y'all put this plan together, I figure this would probably kill anybody except me, right? Because I'm fucking good. I'm probably the greatest fucking thing in this fucking city, right, John?
And John Irish just sort of stares at nothing.
He agrees. So what I'm thinking is I have a list of people that need to die, and maybe you can kill those people for me. And if you get caught, well, and you rat me out, no one's gonna fucking believe you. Not to mention that I'll probably have you killed. But if you do it, then I get rid of a bunch of problems for myself, and you don't die. What do you think?
Well, I'd have to know what the target was, but I'm certainly interested.
Well, there's a couple. I wouldn't let you go after just one. I mean, there's a pretty clever goddamn plan. But as I said before, I am the best.
And his greasy fucking tongue slides over his golden teeth.
So I'd say it's probably maybe about three. Three people I want dead in this whole big old city. Y'all can do that, can't you?
Now, is that 3 for each or 3 for both of us?
Just three for your whole group. I know there's more of you pattering out there somewhere, probably running scared.
As we cut to both Grimalkin sort of walking in, and again Scarlet, sort of a wild card, not sure where she's at currently.
But I figure this is me being very benevolent. You know, I like to think of myself as a kind and giving man. What do you think, John? He agrees. You see the twinkle in his eye. So, you go back to whatever fucking hole you crawled out of. You go get dressed in your finest I'm a big boy clothes. You get a fucking gun. You get a fucking knife. And you get another one of those fucking wherever that bomb's at. And you go kill me a couple of bad boys. How's that sound?
Sounds like fun.
Sounds like fun indeed. See, Takarosi, always up for a good murder, ain't they? You all are fucking nasty, weird people. Anywho, now I'd like to get a drink, since we're all being friendly. Get us a drink.
And he points to someone. So now I would like to cut to Grimalkin or Victor. Which one of you would like to go? Unless the two... Victor? All right. Victor, you can probably hear what's going on. He is not a quiet man. The windows are open. How loud am I being, Amanda? Never mind, she can't hear me. She's wearing headphones. Good. So, I just want to make sure I'm not waking up the neighbors of my disgusting country talk. What would you like to do, Victor?
Well, I was given a job. I finished the job. And so I start lighting the thing on fire.
Okay, so you...
Yep. Now the thing is, I'm a saboteur, so I actually, if I use rec here, rec is much quieter. My work is much quieter, and the damage is not easily noticed right away.
Really? By using rec?
Yeah. So rec is for blowing stuff up, wrecking things. So
because that's okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be, and also creating distractions and chaos, which technically this falls under.
That's exactly what you need. Hey, chaos! Any plan that ends in chaos, I'm 100% for. I love it.
Yeah, so I will say I'll use rec here. It is going to be quieter. Do you have a devil's bargain for me?
To give you a card and make it more. It's going to be my idea of a devil's bargain is the chaos and the fire that you're going to create is going to be efficient. It is going to be a lot of chaos and fire. It may catch to the buildings next door. I would say no, because you're good enough to not kill everybody nearby. But I would say that this is going to create a lot of smoke. Visibility will be poor, chaos will be great, and there's just as much of a chance of you guys getting hurt as they do. But that seems to be the plan anyway. It's going to be nuts.
Right.
So I would say that it's going to be very poor visibility, the whole thing. But that's bad for you, and it's bad for them.
Right. I feel like, yeah, and if it kind of still evens out the playing field a little bit, so I think Victor would be fine with that.
I think it would also give you guys more of a chance to escape rather than kill, but it would give them a much harder chance killing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which seems to be, because right now a big fight breaks out. I mean, you're probably all fucking dead. You know, at this point, you're all fucking dunions. But if you create that smoke, that confusion, you're much less likely to all die, and then much more likely to be able to, if you want to take a pot shot at them, you know, cool. But if you want to like, you know, also much better. It's much better for escape. But it's going to be nuts, and it's going to be bad.
Okay, so I'll take that devil's bargain.
Okay, sounds like
what's
fun.
the position we're in? What position am I?
Bad. You're in a very bad. You're in a very
desperate.
bad position.
Desperate or risky?
I would say let's give you desperate, because you don't get a whole lot of desperate rolls because you're a calculated man. But I'm going to give you desperate for this. Yes.
Effect.
I would say.
I was gonna. Oh, go ahead.
I would say great effect, because every time you make bombs and shit, I just imagine that's sort of. What were you gonna say, Thor?
Oh, one of my abilities is I can support someone twice per heist without taking any stress. And I also have a bunch of blueprints and stuff. So what I'm thinking is I support you by saying, hey, look, here are some blueprints of the bar that I just happen to have that will allow you to most efficiently catch that jank on fire.
Can I also have been in that scene looking at the blueprints?
Yeah. At 100. Oh, yeah, that makes sense for your flashback. 100%. Yeah.
Okay. So that will be. So I get 2 bonus dice then. One for the assist and one for the devil's bargain.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. That's 4 dice. This can only go so horribly. Oh, double sixes!
You critted!
Ooh,
you
yeah,
critted!
Baby. So this place is fucked. this place is going down in flames. Now, you set them. Now they're not explosive charges, right? It's fire. It's like,
just a fire.
Like fast. It's gonna crawl up the outside of the walls and get in, right? Essentially.
Yeah, it's like that's part of like it's like that part where it's like, oh, there's this one area that's really dry that has a lot of that's just very fragile, and if I put in since there's enough accelerants here, I can get it charged and going. And once that section goes, it just goes.
Okie dokie, I like it. So you set these sections on fire. One of the sections being very special, and I'll get to that if I remember it in the heat of madness. So you set the building on fire. Grimulkin, he has lit the fires. What's your next step?
I walk in.
As a homeless man?
Yeah.
From the back, right?
Yeah, from the back door.
I was gonna say no, they're gonna, but that makes sense. So you have like and gotten your way into one of the back windows as you are. Yes.
Oh no, keep going. I just said
And you enter. How do you do this? What is this? How do you enter? What do you do?
Okay, what room am I in? What does it look like? Who's there?
So, the way this place is set up, if you entered from the back area, you are in what appears to be a large private poker room.
Okay.
It has very, very fine chairs, a very nice poker table. There's no one in here currently. And there is one single door leading to the rest of the saloon right there, or there's other windows leading back out.
Is there any money on the table?
Fucking, you know what? Sure, there's a coin. As you pass, you notice it. You spend, it's spread out, so you just spend time as you hear $2 chunks just fucking shouting and spouting, and all of your friends are in danger, and you see smoke rising past one of the windows. You're like, all right, and you scoop it all into a bag.
As much as I can get.
One coin's worth. Fuck it. Yeah.
Right. And then I would like to poke my head through the door.
So you open up the door. You can see that it is a narrow hallway with a door on the right hand side. That's probably to a toilet on the right, and then it opens up into the bar. You can see what appears to be Sparrow sitting sort of bored looking, and Ebony sitting like very nice as they're listening to this nasty man shouting. You can see the front door. The front door is a little bit past the wall that's on your right hand side. So I wouldn't say that you can see John Irons. You can't see where he's standing the other side. And $2 Chuck is in that room with maybe about maybe about 6 iron biters who are just kind of hanging around. A lot of them are sort of outside right now or upstairs. I think there's a good number of them upstairs kind of looking over the balcony. He kind of sort of filled this place with them to scare the shit out of you.
Sure.
But you can hear him in that room. And so, yeah, maybe about 10 iron biters are in this room. In this place.
Is there any smoke yet?
Yes. So you have noticed it. It is probably only seconds before they notice it. And it is catching quickly. It is very, very fast. Probably faster than you were expecting because he's especially good at this. But you have maybe a few seconds before they're like,
okay, I know this is super crazy and I might get killed, but I have to try and pull it off because it's in my character to do so. So I'm going to wander out as drunk and like homeless as possible and be like, y'all know your building's on fire. And I'm going to lean right up against $2 Chuck with I can't?
Probably not get to him.
Okay.
You're entering a room full of his people.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Somebody just tried to kill him. I have a feeling trying to physically get next to him is near impossible at this moment with everybody being on red alert. But you can be in the room, and if you have like a gun, you can try to shoot or you throw a knife or something.
I do, but more importantly, I want to kill him easy rather than kill him hard. So what I really want to do, I've still got that sleep thing in my mouth, right? So I want to create the confusion, spit in his face, and then do the deed. Right?
Okay. I would say from the situation that you're in right now, you would have to wait for the madness to happen.
That is my plan.
Just to get that close to him, you have to wait for like the like shit
so
to
it's
start
like
going.
And then I would imagine the moment those two see me, they go, oh yeah, we're on plan C, or they knew that already, and we're there to now be helping to cause the chaos and try and isolate.
Okay.
I stretch out my arms like this.
So are you giving those signals to Grimalkin?
Yeah, like the hold back a sec.
Okay.
Okay.
I hold
And
back.
then I put my hands back in my lap.
Okay.
So you see that as the sort of grows. Do you still wait by this door? Do you follow Sparrow's instructions, or do you?
I do. Yeah. I trust my team. I will absolutely follow Sparrow's instructions.
Okay. Is there anything that you two wanted to do as this fire builds outside? Again, seconds before this shit is about to hit the fan. Do you two have any last things you want to do?
Fuck. Yeah.
Confusion.
I'm going to go ahead and do my flashback.
Nice.
Oh, okay. All right. So as you sit there listening to $2 Chuck, you just, and what is it?
So I am going to attempt to convince poor, hungry Donovan to come with us.
To come with you?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. So that would be, I would say, what would you use? The tune, sway? Probably a tune, right? Because that's what you're good at.
Yeah.
Or command. Yeah, command is one of your powers, isn't it?
I can use either.
Okay. Well, then I would say probably just use whichever one's strongest, whichever you have the best at, and go ahead and roll that to see if he would come with you. I'm going to say he's going to come with you regardless. But let's see how this will probably determine how effective he is. How about that?
Okay.
So go ahead and roll that business.
And how much stress do you want me to take for this?
Let's see how effective it is. If it's lower effective, I'm going to say just 1. If you get like a critical, I'm going to give you 2 stress because it's going to be fucking awesome. And that would have cost you a lot. But let's say 1 stress for right now. So
Okay.
go ahead and roll that business. And then do the scene. Show us what you say to him to convince him.
Okay. And then position.
So I would say that this is risky because you were talking to him with I guess great effect. because he's a hungry ghost, and in the world that I built, that's very dangerous. It's a very dangerous, bad thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do I get any bonus dice for it?
Do you want to do stress or a devil's bargain?
Nah.
Okay. All right, 2. So what does that mean? Is that a failure, guys?
Yeah,
or
that's a
Okay.
failure.
So he's going to come with you. He's not going to be as effective or as efficient as some of the dangerous ghosts can be, but he's definitely going to do something. How do you convince him? And how do you bring him?
Oh, I think Crystal has a reroll from last week.
Ooh, yes. You guys
have
have
a
a reroll. Do it.
Oh yeah.
Reroll that shit.
Yeah.
Good call. Good call.
Oh wait, I could give you an extra die here as well. What if I had researched the background of this dude
Oh, that's
Oh yeah.
okay.
as my second during heist free support?
Then this scene is gonna. I'm gonna give you some food for this scene then. But let's roll first. Get the extra dies, and then I'll give you the shit that you learned, and we can do this dance.
Much better.
Much better. So mixed result, but you're dealing with a ghost, so it makes sense. So what Grimulkin was able to bring you is and you guys can do this thing however you want, but what you found out is that this boy, Donovan, he used to live in the area. This is going 10 years back when he was killed, was his death. He used to live in the area. He worked here at the bar. He was an orphan. He had nowhere else to go, and he was able to find work here. He was always very kind of like timid, not really made for this city. I mean, it was probably a matter of time before the city ate him, but he was murdered brutally by your bartender who works underneath you, who you made the deal with to have the apartment. He killed this boy in cold blood. The bartender was drunk, and he thought that the boy was stealing from him. No, not stealing from him. I'm sorry. The boy was going to tell that the bartender had been drugging people with his drinks. He was putting shit in the drinks to hurt people, and the boy was going to rat him out. And okay, yeah, I agree. I'm sorry, I just read what you guys were writing. And he wasn't going to let him, so he choked Donovan to death, which was easy. The boy was weak, and this man was huge. So, however, yeah.
So I am going to say, Donovan, are you here?
Yes. I'm feeling better. I'm not as hungry as I was. I'm feeling better.
Well, I tell you what, Donovan, I happen to know what it is that you need to eat.
Well, isn't that bad?
No, not at all.
It can be
Not
good.
Yes.
Oh, thank God, I'm very hungry. It's been getting worse and worse over the years.
I'm sure it has, love.
What can I eat?
People.
You see it almost breaks his heart to hear that, but there is an intense, almost predatory light to his eyes when you say that, as he does not want to, but his nature is taking over of what he is. And he...
Are they bad people?
They are.
And it's all right?
It is.
Where?
Come with us.
All right. I don't know if I can leave here. I think I'm trapped.
That's all right. I can bring you with us.
How?
And I am going to pull out my spirit bottle.
Ooh. Is that for holding ghosts?
It is.
Ooh. So he looks at... What does it look like?
One second.
Okay.
Is it red and white and has a button in the middle?
That's a Myers. That's a Pokeball. Enough of your nonsense. Does she
Ghost type.
have a spirit bottle lying around her room? That's all I'm wondering.
I do, actually.
Oh, very
I love it.
cool.
I
Okay.
love it.
I love it. I love it. It almost looks like a skooma bottle from Skyrim. So I think that's what it's called. So you pop this little thing open, and
Hop in.
as he reaches for it, it's almost like it's like he just walks into like a hallway. It's sort of bizarre. It's sort of sucking him in, but it doesn't look painful to him. He's just choosing to go in. And you now have him. The bottle feels ice fucking cold because it now has a spirit within it. It is almost like, like it hurts to touch, but you're used to this. Any normal people would be like, whoa, like, ow. But you can grasp it normally as this is your business. And you have this bottle in your pocket while in the now burning saloon as shit's about to hit the fucking fan. As you see one of the iron biters kind of looking, one of the ones who's up on the top, looking out the window, like as he seems to notice the smoke, but before he says anything, what would you like to do?
I'm going to reach into my pouch very carefully, take out a small bottle, and just uncork it.
Okay, so you reach into your pocket. They don't seem, at first, when you reach into your pocket, you hear, and you look and you see John Irons holding his gun, but you pull out a small bottle and he just holding his gun, but obviously not drawing it on you. He's like, oh, what's that? And you take it and just uncork it. And just as you uncork it, one of the iron biters goes, fire! As the sort of inferno catches on these sort of secondary incendiary devices that it was supposed to touch. And as they sort of look and they're like, whoa, and some of them start to like go for the door, the bottle itself unleashes Donovan. Donovan looks much different than he did. He is in basically ghost murder mode. And in this world, ghosts, the longer they exist, the more they become mad. Some of them give way to madness, and they begin hungering for people, the life force. When Donovan comes out, his fingers have extended to almost points. His body is taking on a more predatory nature. It is like the soul itself is trying to figure out how to be efficient and how to sustain itself. His mouth is now full of what look like razors, and his eyes have become a sort of a deep, dark red as he emerges from the bottle, like some sort of fucking demon genie, as he sort of swoops out of this and just and goes, not even speaking. No, he is a pure animal. He goes hauling ass for one of the iron biters who is like starting to run, gets like caught by him, and you see Two-Buck Chuck turn around with a bottle and reach for one of the cards. You see John Irons pulling both of the guns as he's aiming. And the main incendiary area or the main fire starting area was behind the wall where the bar was, to essentially creep in and superheat some of the alcohols. Victor, you knew where to place this, as they had a lot of very potent alcohols in there. And as Two-Buck Chuck sort of is pulling out a card, like, what the fuck, and like dropping his drink, the whole bar explodes, which he was standing not too far from. He goes blasting back as he's going through the air. He's going more for the stairs, as John Irons kind of boom, like sort of has to cover, and he's kind of running the opposite way, further into the saloon, but just away from like the shrapnel. I'm going to say a couple of the iron biters get fucking caught with shrapnel and glass, just goring them. What happened to Two-Buck Chuck? You don't know, but it looks like there was some shrapnel on him too. He's right fucking there. And the explosion happens, and the fire swims in through the various liquids and things like that, and begins to just come in through the bottom floor. And now you can see it also has creeped onto the ceiling already, as you can see the smoke begin to pour in through the opening holes. It just fills the room, and parts of the ceiling begin to fall aflame as the smoke is just spilling in here. It is becoming very bad, very fast. Yes.
I'm going to like push Ebony towards Grimafkin.
Okay.
And go get out, both of you.
Okay.
So you were essentially taking the lead and saying like Ixnay, run.
Yes, but I want to do a quick flashback.
Okay, go ahead.
This is to about 5 seconds ago.
Okay.
When he started looking over and pulled something out, I want to get up, get next to him, and drop the bomb into his holster.
So, how do you get over there?
We're not that far from him. We're just around the table.
Yeah, y'all sit at the table together.
Well, he's by the front door. Did you want to put it in an Iron Biter's pocket or in John Irons's?
No, not John Irons. $2 Chucks.
While he was talking to you?
Actually, yeah.
Because he was close to you. He came near you.
Yeah.
Oh boy, bud. That's going to be desperate.
Yes!
And you better roll fucking high.
Yes!
For that one. Okay.
Yes.
Right. So now this wouldn't be. So this would probably be a smaller bomb.
It was
that
meant
Victor has made, right?
It was meant to do about like maybe a 5-foot radius,
Yeah.
like one chair.
You're essentially putting like a grenade in his pocket, like in Fallout.
Yeah.
Essentially. You're basically trying to pull the maneuver of sneaking behind, going to their inventory, dropping off a grenade, and walking away.
Okay. I will say this. You can do it. I'm going to let you do it. In order to pull this off against someone who is basically a card magician who does sleight of hand for his business and his living, who is akin to this shit and magic shit, you can do it. In order to have the kind of effect that you want, you'd probably have to roll a critical to slip that shit to switch out that deck without.
No, I'm not trying to switch out the deck. I'm trying to get it onto a bag in his holster.
So you just want to put it kind of onto his belt.
I mean, if I could get the deck of cards, that'd be amazing. But
like a pocket or a bag on his belt.
Put it in the pocket, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, this is not a 2-bit idiot you're trying to do this to. This man, there's a reason.
Good, if not better than me.
That's exactly it. So I would say yes, you can, but it would need to be a critical to get that shit on his person and blow his kidneys out of his body. And you can take as many dice as you want and, dig in deep. But if it's not a critical, if it's just simply a success, you can get it near him as a secondary explosion, essentially.
So basically, here's how I see it.
It'd be like an instant kill.
Here's how I've been seeing it for a while is my hands have been underneath the table.
Right.
And I just drop it down my pant legs and kick it under his chair.
Oh my God, the balls.
I love this better.
I like it. Now tell me how much. So first of all, desperate as fuck. Desperate. I would say with great effect if you're able to do it.
Okay.
Like I said, I will say that it's probably gonna, because he's a boss. This isn't like a lieutenant. This isn't like
this might not kill him. This
is a very bad man who has magic and shit protecting him. So spoiler. So go ahead and do it. Are you going to take any stress? Do you guys have anything to help him with this?
I'm going to take 2 stress to push myself.
Okay.
I will take a stress to assist.
Okay.
And I will assist by being the homeless guy who walks in just as this happens to distract him.
Okay.
Main chance, people. Main chance.
So that's 2 extra dice, right?
2 extra dice. I don't think I have any other ways to get him. All right.
Does Devil Bargain give you 2 extra dice?
I'm pushing myself instead.
Yeah.
Push.
Because I see no Devil's Bargain I'm willing to take.
Nope, they'd all be very bad.
But I take the XP.
Yeah, get that desperate action. So then you are rolling a total of what, 3 or 4 dice?
5.
Oh yeah, baby. All right. Oh man, that's pretty good odds.
Oh!
That's pretty good odds. Let's see if you can do it.
Would you say this is an extreme effect? Or great? It doesn't matter.
I would say it's great because you're only killing one person. If you were like bringing down a whole building,
I was considering putting it on one of the supports.
I didn't know there was another effect besides standard and great.
Oh, there's another.
What is
There's
it called?
5 of them.
What? Really?
Well, okay, let me just.
I gotta look into this more.
Here we go.
Let's just do great. Yeah, because you're just messing with one man's life. Roll that. Oh,
A bunch of 4s.
wait.
You have a reroll.
I can't believe I'm about to do this, but you technically have a reroll. I love you too much. You can do it if you'd like to reroll.
Come on, Kevin.
On this.
Yeah, I'll do the reroll.
God damn your bits, people.
If only we could get some more.
Ah.
All right, it's standard, limited, great, extreme, and 0. 0 effect? Why would you? Never mind.
No, never mind.
Oh, if it's a fortune roll, you get 0.
I guess.
Yeah, if it's a fortune
let's go
roll,
to
it's 0,
extreme.
yeah.
I guess let's go to extreme because this is an influential figure in this place.
And this
I guess
will
that
have
he's-
some effect
Oh,
on the world.
win or lose, what you guys are doing here today is going to absolutely have a lot of effects on you as a group.
Yeah, that sounds extreme.
And
So-
can we have it that just before the explosion, we hear a ting ting?
Yes.
I'll tell you what. You
Yes!
Ooh,
Oh yes!
got it.
Yes! Triple sixes! Triple sixes! Even better!
Is that like a double critical?
That's a crit,
That makes me
baby.
feel better.
It's just a crit,
right.
but it's a crit, baby.
It's a beautiful crit with triple sixes.
So, here's what.
We are evil. I mean,
I am chaotic neutral at best.
I don't like killing people.
Neither do I.
Yet on in this night, you are the one that does it. Now, Myers, take us through what happens. How does Sparrow do this?
So we're going to zoom in on Sparrow with her hands in her lap, with a set of tools in her belt, where she's changing the timer on the bomb from basically like 15 to 1. Or no, it'd be like 5.
Okay.
And smells the smoke, sees Crystal uncork the bottle, and we see her hand under the table slide the bomb across the floor, where it lands directly under the chair.
Okay. So, essentially, well, wait, do you want it on the chair or on him?
Underneath his chair.
Okay, because the wall's going to explode.
Yeah, so,
All right, okay, I'll tell you what. So,
or however you think it is best, to be honest.
no, that works. I'll show you why. So the wall, Grimalkin comes in just as you kick it, and you're like, hey.
There's fire. Yeah, fire. There's fire outside.
What? And as it hits underneath, boom! The back wall explodes, throwing Two-Buck Chuck into the stairs. This explosion also threw the bomb, which is flying. And as Two-Buck Chuck is hitting the stairs, he has shrapnel looks like in his chest and in his face, and he pulls out 2 cards from his holsters, and both of them you can see runes sort of light up the back of the cards. And he just and unleashes the cards. And as he does, this bomb comes flying over, and he's like, throws it. And he watches it as it sort of lands like right fucking next to him. And he goes, what? Boom! And it blows up as it throws him again, this time into the wall and into the fire, where all of the fire is erupting from the initial boom. As his body slams in there, the flames engulf him. He is laying unconscious or dead and burning to a crisp. Seems like a pretty extreme effect. I think his body is deteriorating to nothing. As he burns, John Irons has his guns out, one of the Iron Biters is getting like basically eaten alive by Donovan as Donovan is controlling. He's only grabbing one Iron Biter, and John Irons fires a shot that rips through the ghost itself. Yes.
Oh, as he's doing that, you said he had originally started moving towards the back of the bar where I was.
Yeah,
So
essentially behind their table is where he's now running because
So
he's just
as-
getting away from the explosions.
I would like to say he feels a cold depression of a circle on the back of his head as I pull the trigger of my pistol. As he's shooting at the ghost, I just go, bloop.
Okay, so you're shooting him from your vantage point. Which is
I
by the
walk
hall,
right up to him because he's not looking at me, right?
Again, bro, getting right up to them, like getting across this room.
So
I mean,
you
I
had
stopped
said,
the
so I
chaos.
don't. I guess I don't understand the
In the
scene.
ensuing
Then.
chaos.
Well, here's
in
the
the
thing.
ensuing chaos. You want to run over. You want
No.
to run over to him and just go boom and plow that shit into the
Well,
back. of
now
his-
it feels like I don't understand the scene because at first you were like, you can see out and you can see Sparrow sitting right there as you look out
Yeah.
around. And if he was at
Down
the
the
bar
hallway,
and
right.
then moved behind the table, he should be pretty damn close to me. Like, there's no running across the room if that's where he is, right? Or is there?
Not if you were back by the poker room.
Yeah.
No, he came into the
You
bar.
came in
Yeah.
and said, "There's a fire," right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I would say, yeah, you're probably pretty close to him.
Okay.
So again, very dangerous character, very dangerous man who's used to murder, and used to fighting with guns. Very distracted at this moment.
Yes. I understand it's dangerous, but it felt like he was very far away when he shouldn't have been. That's all.
No. I agree. Since you're in the bar, I'll definitely let you get close enough to shoot him. I would say get it right up against his head. Maybe not. Maybe just shoot him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Either way, you might kill him. But I would say if you're aiming for, okay, I'll tell you what. You're aiming for his head and an excellent kill shot, critical success because you're not an assassin. That's Scarlet's job. If you're aiming for dead center or a gut shot or shooting him in the
Damn it,
chest,
Kay!
normal success.
All right. Then I don't think we're going to get 2 crits in a row, and I'm only going to get 2 dice on this. So
These are essentially bosses you guys are fighting on day 2. So like it's fucking hard to kill him.
I'm going to go for the wound. I'm going to go for the wound.
All right.
Yeah,
Shoot
because
the wound.
although I will take a devil's bargain if one happens to exist.
Yes. For this scenario, you shoot John Irons, succeed or fail.
Mm-hmm.
He's already going to do this if he lives through this fight. But I'm going to say that if you do this to him, he is going to concentrate on killing you so very much. Not necessarily the group. He wants you dead.
So
most.
he'll be able to make me despite the disguise? I just want to make sure.
That's the hang up I'm on is I don't think. Oh, you know what? How about this? How about easier? Quicker and easier. He shoots you too.
I'll
You
take
don't
it.
die, but you're like you get fucking gut shot. So you're gonna get gut shot, but you might also critically wound him and put him in the hospital for who knows how fucking long. Maybe he'll get arrested after this.
Team, what do you think? Worth it? Not worth it?
It's your call.
I
It's
know.
your call, but I mean, you have no harm on you, right?
I have no harm on me.
Gut shot would probably be a 3. You could resist it to bring it down to 2.
I would absolutely resist it to bring it down to 2.
That would cause you more stress. But it's rather than like I need to go to the hospital. like
No, I'm not
that's
going to
our
do it.
hang-up.
It's too dangerous. I can't lose the dice. I can't have a dice penalty at this most critical of junctures. I'm just going to take my last 2 stress to up my
Before
dice pool.
trauma.
Yeah.
Before trauma.
Yep. I'm going to take my last 2 stress
Oof. All right.
before, and is there any way anyone could help me? Anybody have any big ideas?
I can help you by smashing a bottle from the table into his face if I can, or throwing it into his face.
I guess so. Yeah, it's not a killing wound, but
No, I'm
sure,
not
it would
trying to.
definitely like.
I want him to. I
Like,
have a secondary plan. I want him to start focusing on me.
Mm.
okay. Yeah. So yeah, you could do that. Bash him in the head with a bottle.
All right. So desperate,
say
obviously.
That needs to be that also needs to be a success. You're right there, but I don't know.
I could offer an assistance by offering a flashbang.
It's true. There's also Scarlet. Don't forget.
Yeah,
I have an idea for Scarlet, but if you guys have any ideas for Scarlet, you can do that too.
I felt like if she made it out, I feel like she's overwatching.
Yes.
In case one of these people comes out.
That was
yeah.
That was my kind of idea. Is that she's your basically your way out, your escape.
Yep.
So the scene is Sparrow's gonna bash John Irons in the head with a bottle while he's killing or shooting Donovan with one of his guns. At the exact same moment that Grimalkin shoots him in the chest or the gut. Okay. That'll probably give you an extra die, right?
Yeah.
Brock?
So I'll have 2 extra dice. I'm guessing desperate and effect is
desperate. Effect. Either standard or great.
Okay.
Him, but I've had. I would say, you know what? Let's go with standard for right now, but it's definitely going to make him not as good of a murder machine against you guys. Definitely giving you guys way better way out of the building.
okay.
So I guess that would be make it great. Make it great. Make
okay.
it
Well, okay. It'll be great. I got a 6. I got 3 successes. I got a 6.
Right. So,
that's everything I could have hoped for.
As John Irons is running through the burning bar, he fires one of the 6-gun shots, slamming into the head of Donovan's ghost. Donovan currently ripping the throat out of one of the iron biters who's falling to the ground. Donovan's head shatters like glass as it just, and his soul basically crumbles to bits of glass that slam and sort of dissipate. This is a Severos 6-gun. As it slams through Donovan's head, the other one he seems pulling out, and he's going towards you just as he is turning to face you guys and go right towards Ebony. Scarlet throws a bottle into his face, bashing him in the face. And as one eye is sort of closing and the glass is sort of splashing across his face, Grimalkin, you line up the shot in the smoke and the fire and just boom, and it and kind of hits John Irons. That John Irons doesn't go down, but it's buying your teammates basically the amount of time they need to get the fuck away from him before he absolutely executes both of them, or mortally fucking wounds them. But he and you see as he gets shot and he kind of rises up and his guns are in his hand. There's just now like kind of blood on his face, and it's just hate. The eyes of pure concentrated hate are in this man's soul as he is looking kind of confused as to who the fuck just shot him. But I'd say, I don't know, because you're just like a homeless guy. What did you do? Did the homeless guy shoot you? You guys now have the opportunity to get the hell out of there.
I tip my non-existent hat at him and get the fuck out.
So, yes?
I know what Severosi 6-guns do, but I'm making a decision, so go to someone else real quick.
I was going to say I am probably going to start as part of the plan, preparing the building to be catching on fire. That is part of the plan, is catching the building on fire, but Victor knows that they have to secure an escape route, so that includes also destroying entrances and probably collapsing the building in that event.
So I'm going to say probably the front entrance is what you made sure that stuff collapsed in front of, because that's where the iron biters would run towards.
Right.
But the back entrance where Grimalkin climbed in at is still in decent shape. And you can get out that way. The iron biters are in a tizzy. Some of them are jumping out the second story windows as they're like, fuck, because the fire went way too fast, way too dangerous. Some of them are just on fire. So the way out is essentially where Grim is, like right behind Grimalkin.
Okay.
I tell Ebony to go for it.
I go with Ebony.
Run.
Yeah.
Are you not escaping John Irons in the second that we gave you? Because that means you're going to probably fight him.
Yeah, I do. I run. I can't do anything to him.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
He was going to Spartan kick you into the fire.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
But
I have my sleep juice in my mouth.
You forgot about that.
If he falls asleep,
Make out with him.
You want to go have a spit swapping makeout match with
no,
John
no,
Ryan?
I want to crush it and spit it in his face from as far away as I can to make him fall asleep in the fire.
I mean, that's gonna get in your mouth a little bit.
You're
I
gonna
would
pass
imagine
out,
being
too.
someone who's done this, I'm practiced enough to know how to do it properly. But it's up to you, man. Like, maybe not. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not at all. Maybe
I would also say, I think
I'm just
I
thinking
think
about all the tools
doing-
I have.
trying to spit in his mouth
Wait, can I get a better one? What if
from over here,
Well, I'm
you
just
probably
thinking.
have a better chance running over and smashing. Yes.
So I
yes.
want to say, so how about this? How about I assist in happenstance that part of my demolition skills is that timing wise, everyone timed it to where a support column falls on John Irons, a flaming piece of support.
Yeah,
I like
I'm okay with that.
That's way easier and more believable than
How's
my
that
idea.
sound,
Yeah,
everybody?
yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
So I can
think
roll for that. I can roll for that if you want. It can
Having
open
it-
wreck.
The timing, like that you knew he was gonna be there, or that
Or I'm just gonna
maybe-
time it where.
maybe instead. How about this? Maybe instead you see this happening,
Okay.
and as you do, you slam like one of the outside supports
Mhm.
so that it crumples in, so that the thing that it's supporting crumples down this way. So you bang, boom, and you make it
Okay.
slam into John Irons that way,
Yeah,
as opposed to the timing, which seems almost impossible. But
That's fair. That's fair.
the
So-
sort of opportunistic, like you have like a small sort of charge that you go "Ha!" and throw it to the top, and it goes boom, and one of the charges falls, and one of the beams falls down on it.
Okay, I can see that.
Okay,
Um,
so to make this hit him, I guess wreck, because this is kind of your
Yeah,
shit, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be wreck. I'm gonna take the 2 stress to get an extra bonus die.
I would say this is also desperate because
Okay.
you're in a desperate spot.
I'm fine with that.
And yeah, great effect.
Come on,
And
baby.
Great effect.
Come on. Let's pull this out of the fire, literally.
Let me see. I did get 1 bonus die. That's what I wanted to make sure. Didn't want to miss out on my dice. Oh, there's a 6 in there.
Boo, 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 boo.
All right, how many bits for a reroll? I can't remember. Is it 100 bits
500.
for a reroll?
Oh, it's 500.
500 bits for a reroll for any of it, and then you just let us know who it is you want to be able to have a reroll. Today, it's so they got no today.
Oh my god, that's 6 on that wreck. Woo!
So you toss up. You have some more tinder that you toss up through towards some of the fire that's near the roof. As it
Mhm.
explodes, part of the wall explodes above John Irons. As you see him sort of rise, bullet in gut, as he is bleeding, and he's looking at you, Grimulk, and as your partners start to run. Are you also exiting?
I'm
Grimulk?
getting the F out. I'm out. I'm out.
So you're kind of running. You look behind you, and you see sort of just silhouetted in the fire this big trench coat, horrible, basically evil cowboy man with these 2 6-guns, and he just as there's sort of blood on his face, and he pulls back the hammers just as a large sort of support beam falls, and you hear this loud and he looks over as it and slams on him into the fire, sort of picks up. The smoke is now too thick to see. The screaming is too loud to hear. And you guys exit out into the street. Yes, Sparrow, you're muted.
I send them out, and I go back for the gun in the deck.
Let me tell you something, you greedy person. Doing that in and of itself is a devil's deal. That I hope you're. I mean, if you're ballsy enough to do it, we can do this.
I'm doing it.
Okay, A. The deck is in a fire. It's on his body in the fire. You can go and get them because they are not burned, but it will burn you. It will burn your hand. Probably just, I would say, probably 2 damage of burnt hands. You probably have to wrap your hands for a while and get some healing ointment. But it would make difficult your ability to do steely shit and do things like that. But there's ways that you can resist it down to 1 harm.
Yeah.
The 6 guns is the devil's deal is that he's not fucking dead and that he's under the thing holding them. So you will probably get shot and you'll probably only get 1 of them. This is remember, you are a Hardy, but this is also a son of Sephiroth and a
No, I
gorilla
know.
that. This man is fucking hard to perish. I built him as essentially a cowboy Terminator, and that's, I think, what he's playing out to be right now. Now, you can still get it. You will have burned hands, and you will be shot.
No. Okay, then I have a different plan.
Okay.
And I take a minute, I look at all this, the math in my head, and then I go out the window myself.
Okay. As you do, the cold iron saloon burns. You all make your way out into the street. Iron biters are standing outside in the street like, oh, some of them are like, get water, and you see some of them carrying buckets and throwing it on it. Some of them are trying to get in, but Victor's basically architecture destruction of this place makes it so that it became almost a fortress of death where you can't get in and it's very fucking hard to get out. It's a burning prison essentially. Now, as you guys are escaping, some of the iron biters, like a few of them, because I would imagine you guys stick to alleyways and such.
Oh yeah.
You see two iron biters run up in your way, and they're like, here they are, they're fucking boom! And you hear a shot fire as one of their heads just sort of caves in, and the other one goes, what the fuck, boom! And the other one gets shot and slams into a wall with the blood smearing down as he just has a gaping wound in his chest. And you guys look over, and on one of the rooftops is Scarlet, and she just... And she has 4 shots in a rifle. She has 2 more. But basically, like, get going, she only has 2 more shots. So, securing your avenue of escape, you guys begin to make your way. And are you heading towards the bar?
I feel like this is a great place to take a break.
I'm going to. I just wanted to know where your end goal was. Were you sticking around? Were you leaving?
So if we're all together, I would say, let's weave around the city a bit first to try and drop any tails, and then get back to the bar.
I'm sticking around here for a sec.
Do you need us to stay?
I'll come back later. I'll meet you there.
You are pushing it.
All right. Don't die. You did amazing.
All right, before
I'm setting up my downtime activity.
Before you go, and hands him like a smoke grenade. Take this. It is not a boom, but it is smoke.
You know I understand how these work. You don't have to talk. Okay.
Okay. Then I think we will take our break now with everybody escaping the burning cold iron saloon.
All right.
All right. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes. 5-minute break, guys. And then get your drinks, get your snacks, and we'll come back too.
Oh, so Maddie Games just gave us a bunch of bits.
Yeah, thank you so Maddie Games for the love.
Does he know that gives him a reroll? And my guess is it's going to Jackie.
It went to Jackie.
Yep.
Another one of those damned re-rolls.
All right, everyone. Thanks. We'll be back in a minute.
We're going to take our break. We'll be back in a bit.
Okay, we'll be back. Okay, yeah, we're coming back. We're coming back. We're coming back in. All right, we're back. Hello.
Hello.
So we come back after having successfully assassinating Tubok Chuck, wounding terribly, perhaps killing John Irons, and burning down the Cold Iron Saloon, and escaping into the night of Duskwall. Duskwall isn't
It's
Duskwall in Dishonored? Is that what the city's
No,
called?
it's both Duskwall or Duskfall, depending on where you're from.
Okay, Duskwall, because that sounds cool.
I agree.
Duskwall is probably what Victor calls it.
Yup.
So as you escape into the night, you make your way back after circling around the city a bit and eventually losing the tail of the Ironbiters as you enter Billhook territory, which they are currently at war. So Billhook territory is completely devoid of Ironbiters, and you are able to get back to your bar. Is there anything that you guys would like to do this night, or would you just like to be like, fuck?
No.
And
Well, I know Sparrow has something, so I feel like we should do Sparrow first. My thing can happen whenever.
Yeah.
But you stayed behind, right, Sparrow? Okay, so then let's actually start with you then. Where are you? What are you doing? Are you still in Ironbiter territory?
Yes, Sparrow pulls the skirt out over her pants.
Okay.
And changes her, takes off the vest and the other shirt to have the blouse underneath it.
Okay.
Completely changing her look. Takes out her braid.
You look like a lady of the night.
Yes. Applies a tiny tube of dark red lipstick.
That would fit more in this environment than just a civilian walking around right now. Because right now there's no pedestrians out because everyone's like, yikes. There's a gang shit going on, at least in this, block or two. But if you're, you know what I mean? That's fine. That works if you're blending.
I'm going to wait until I see an opening because I want them to put the fire out. I want to watch them put the fire out.
Okay. So you're there probably for about, I'm going to say probably about an hour as they splash the water on it. Eventually now you've been watching the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing is some of them are going in now through the back. They're figuring out how to get in there. And as they go in, you hear yelling, you hear shouting, and you see what appears to be from one of the windows that the fire is erupting from. You see a dead body of an Ironbiter get slammed, thrown through it as he is just, and he slumps over, and you can see crawling out of the fire, jacket now gone, large duster gone, hat gone, the scorched and wounded wounded self, not dead, of John Irons as he crawls out of it and slumps to the floor. And the Ironbiters some of them go running over to him to kind of lift him up, and they pick him up, and he goes, "Get the fuck off me," and kind of pushes them, and and he's breathing and kind of coughing into the night, and you can see that one of his pant legs is still on fire, and some of the Ironbiters are like, sir, and some of them are trying to put it out, and he just chokes one of them. He's like, "I told you, get the fuck off," and throws him into the fire as the man starts burning, and he pats out the fire himself, and just he grabs one of them and pulls him over, and he goes, "You get in there and you get my other gun," and he points him off, and you see he only has one of the 6 guns, and he checks it. And that's the first thing he does instead of assesses his own body is he checks the gun, sees it's nice, puts it away, looks at his empty holster and just and kind of cracks his spine and starts limping just away into the night while the Ironbiters start to do their thing. So it's in there. He didn't seem to give a shit about the body of the now dead Tubok Chuck, who he didn't seem to was loyal to, but didn't seem to enjoy too much. So as far as you know, the body is still in there with the cards, and there's one gun still inside that building.
Is there any way? Because is there anyone dressed roughly like me, but also a billhook? Not really.
What do you mean? You want to look like a billhook?
Not a billhook. Ironbiter.
Oh, Ironbiter.
Too tough.
If you I'll tell you what. If you pull the duster and the hat off of one of the dead guys that Scarlet killed, I could say that you could try to sort of pass as them in the big old cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Okay, and you grab one of their. They just have a big like iron crowbar, which you now have if you'd like. Sturdy as hell. So you can you definitely blend in the darkness of the night, in the chaos. They're not thinking about somebody dressed like them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I could say that, sure, yeah, you look like an Ironbiter.
All right. I want to get in the bar and get.
Okay, so you, oh no, guys, oh no. They're like, let's stand the bar. And you're able to get in.
Yeah.
They're not very adventurous in here. They don't, a lot of them are like, fuck it, that shit's gone, and they're just letting it burn. What the fuck are they doing? There's nobody left. So you're able to get in. Some of them are like, what the fuck are you doing? And
Left my keys in there.
What are keys? To where? New keys. Don't do it. And you're able to get in. The fire is intense. It is now everywhere. The smoke is very intense.
Oh, I was waiting until they were like putting it down, till that was settling.
Oh, right. Oh, you're right. Okay. So, yeah. So now it's basically just embers and scorched wet wood everywhere. And now if you do that, I'm going to say there's going to be maybe like 2 or 3 of them just in there also looking around. They're looking for the body of their leader. They're looking for other shit. They don't have the same idea as you, but there are probably 2 men in there specifically looking for that gun because he told them to.
Okay, so I'm going to prioritize. Well, I'm going to go over to Two Buck Chuck, grab the deck of cards.
Okay, you go over to his body and you see squirts to the skeleton has 2 golden teeth just right there, and they're beautiful and they're untarnished. The rest of him is a charred, disgusting mess, and he has the deck of cards, which most of them are still in there. 2 of them he let fly, and you're not sure where they went, but the deck is still there with the sort of the glow about them from the heat of the fire. Looks like the cards were like unhurt.
All right, I'm going to grab them first and pocket them.
A little hot, and then you put them in the pocket.
Yeah, and then pull out the giant, the gold teeth.
Okay.
They're not like rooted in there, are they? Are they like a flapper? Or are they like, did he have them implanted?
They're like in his mouth. You can like, you have a crowbar so you can rip them out. But like some of them might notice like, hey, you're defiling the body of our leader. What are you doing? We have to go bury him and stuff. Or melt him. Because in this world, that's what you do with dead bodies. They don't really
I'm
have
trying to think, because like, no, the gold teeth product was just going to
You want those gold teeth, right? You want
I
those.
don't want them. I wanted to give them to a guy in exchange for the gun.
I mean, if you want to do it like slick.
Yeah, if I can. Do you want to finesse?
Yeah, let's do finesse. See if you can get these cards, if you can get these teeth out of there without anybody noticing. I mean, the cards you already got, but you know, the teeth.
I'd say regular standard or risky standard.
Yeah, risky standard sounds good.
131. That's bad.
Oh, I don't see that for some reason. My
Well, then it's 3 6s. No, it's a 1, a 3, and a 1.
my roll 20 has shows up on me. All right, so oh god.
Well, is 131 a critical failure? I don't know how critical failures work in this system.
I think it is. So, because you got 2 1s. Oh yeah. So you go to pry out his teeth, and all right. You do a reroll?
No. It's okay.
So you have the deck, put it in your pocket. At this point, someone notices you, and then they watch as you pop out 1 tooth, and you pop out another tooth. At this point, you get shoved into one of the walls, and because it's a critical failure.
There are no critical failures. If you want to roll it that way, I'm just checking the book. By book, there's no critical failures. No, there are only critical successes.
Huh, okay, all right. So then I'll give you a chance to sort of like, so he pushes you into one of the walls. He goes, what the fuck are you doing?
This is what you would have wanted or something.
What does that mean? He would want you to take his teeth? Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck are you doing? What are you, new? I remember seeing you before. Do you want to try to, like, gab your way out of it?
No. I just walk away from him.
Okay. You just
Does he reach out and grab me?
You walk away. Do you keep the teeth?
No.
Okay, then no. He goes, yeah, you get.
I throw the teeth at him.
Ah, what the fuck, you? Shit. Drops him. Oh, God. Oh, let me get him. Oh, I don't want to touch him. Oh,
right.
everything's so sticky.
And then I'm gonna make my way out as easily as I can. Would you like a quick prowl?
No, you got the jacket. Fuck it. Yeah, you got the jacket. The extreme red danger is over. So at this point, you guys kind of just doing whatever.
All right, but I've got 2 decks of cards, each missing one.
Yes.
All right, can we call that my downtime asset acquirement?
Yeah, sure. I like it. Very
All right.
cool.
Cool.
So then, yeah, I guess now we are in. There is no real, payout of this job was.
There's rep.
Yeah.
It was rep.
Rep. Well, yeah, you're not going to get money out of this, but you'll definitely get rep from being that the Phantoms took out $2 Chuck in a wild saloon explosion fire with a ghost.
Madness.
Madness. So there's definitely that, and then we'll get to that. We wanted to do something still this same night, right, Grimalkin?
Yeah, just when we get back, I know the boss of the Billhooks probably doesn't hang out at the bar we're at, but I want to talk to someone there to set up a meeting with the boss of the Billhooks.
I think that's an excellent idea. Yep.
Because the entire point of this exercise was to prove to the Billhooks, right, that we were a useful underling, essentially, and to get ourselves some territory out of it.
Yes. Right. So you can absolutely set up a meeting with the leader. His name is Frank Groon, Groon. Frank Groon. And I would say you're able to get to talk to some of the people know him. At first, they're very, I don't know, do you want to do a scene with it, or would you?
No, if not for setting up the meeting. For the meeting itself, yes, but yeah.
Cool. So they're unpleasant people. The Billhooks are, for as unpleasant as the Ironbiters are, the Billhooks are mostly, a lot of them are on drugs and just nasty. But you are able to get to some coherent ones and who are able to bring a message, and they'll be like, "Oh, we'll be in touch."
Yeah.
And
because I think we maybe lost what we were trying to do. We wanted to get territory. That was our overarching goal here, right? So that is the thing.
Well, so the original, what you guys said was, I agree with you. Yes, you wanted territory, but the original thing was we need to show them that they can't hurt us.
Yes.
And that when they hurt us, that there's repercussions for it. Now,
yes. Well, I mean, the mechanical outcome was rep and territory, right? Mm-hmm. You are everything you said is absolutely correct, right? Show them they can't fuck with us, like, come out in a big way, make a name for it, like all of that. Yes, but like so mechanically,
you want to work with the Billhooks to try to carve out some of the Ironbiters' territory or some of the Billhooks' territory.
Whatever they think, that'll be talking to them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, you guys, then that's what Grimalkin does. Does anybody else want to do anything this night before we?
Victor's going to be trying to find somebody who can help mend his leg so we can remove that harm. So that'll be acquiring assets.
Okay.
Well,
I think Sparrow has one, don't you?
I acquired in contact last time. So the scene would be just a real quick scene.
Mm-hmm.
I would come back. Grimalkin's still out.
I'm just in the bar.
Actually, talking to someone at a table. Mm-hmm. He's sort of in an animated conversation, still smelling intensely of smoke and wearing a homeless man's jacket. But he's in this excitable conversation with a man. Except I imagine you traded out your knit cap for a bowler cap.
Yeah.
At this point, I would have. Oh, sorry. You were talking about Scruffy.
Yeah, Scruffy is safe and at the bar, so you can switch. Go on. I'm sorry.
All right. As I walk in, I would have obviously dropped the Billhook coat forever ago. Though I might still be dressed as a prostitute.
Okay, that's fine.
And as I come in, I'm like wiping off the lipstick and like putting up the hair in a sensible way. And I head upstairs, and if you're on like the couch with your leg broken,
The bartender was eyeing you as you walked in doing that. He was like, and kind of giving you a greasy, gross smile. Hey, that's hurt my spirit. Go on.
Got plenty up in the shelf.
yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
All right, and come up. Your leg.
Yes, my leg is still not good.
I know someone.
How much?
Come meet my auntie.
You have an auntie?
Everyone should have an auntie,
Okay.
and that's.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
can
that's
do that another time. We'll leave that mysterious.
mine is
comes back.
because most of my downtime is literally just me recovering, so that's literally all I'm
That's
doing.
fine. Yeah. And then, Crystal, was there anything that you wanted to do this night before we ended? Is there anything Ebony wants?
No.
Okay, cool. You you just go back to the bar with your bottle, now empty. Donovan, no longer here. Yeah. He gone. So I guess we will fast forward to, does anyone want to do anything before we fast forward to that meeting?
I think we should actually have like a team meeting.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, I like that. All right. Do you want to say it's after Victor has healed and you guys have all kind of rested? Okay.
I'm good with that. Yeah.
Okay. I guess Scarlett probably came back to the bar probably an hour after all of you and just, I don't know, probably silently had a drink and then went to bed.
And crashed out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crashed out.
So just, you notice some like specks of blood on her face and she, hey. All right. So, okay, you guys want to have a team meeting. I'm going to say it's probably a few days later. Victor's leg is fine. Probably just a little, it just sort of, it hurts a little bit when you walk, but you no longer need a brace on your leg. Yeah, just get rid of all that harm.
Okay.
And there's, no harm. It doesn't, hurting is just a flavor thing if you want to do it. That's not
Okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But I'll just be like, oh.
Well, that went better than I expected.
Quite.
Yes.
I have secured for us a meeting with the leader of the Billhooks to solidify our position.
As long as solidifying our position doesn't cost me my other leg.
We did this to ensure that no one should ever cost you a leg again, my friend.
Fair. I appreciate it.
I would prefer not to have to kill anyone on any additional jobs if at all possible. It's not really my line of work.
At minimum 7.
Dead?
Well, I know of 3. I'm going to remember 3.
But Iron John made it away.
Maybe down a gun. I wasn't able to get it.
He's a loose end, but hopefully when we talk to the Billhooks and they consolidate some of their now weakened position, it will mitigate the harm for us.
All right.
Ebony, do you know what the hell this is? And I pull out one of the 2 decks of cards.
So you pull out one of them. There are 2 decks, each. I would say, let's do they're each 52 deck playing cards. The tarot was another thing. He would do that at home. So the 52 playing deck cards. I want you to roll attunement. I want to see how well you can sort of like magically figure out what madness is in these things.
Okay.
Oh, I lost the map.
And position, condition, whatever.
Oh, controlled standard, because
Okay.
this is a strange magic.
Okay.
But Tycherosi are also strange people. All right, so mixed, right? Mixed success. Is that what this is? Mixed result. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay.
Anyway, so all you can glean from these cards, you kind of look at them as you touch them. The sparrow holds them, and they just look like normal playing cards. They have sort of a skull at the top, a skull at the bottom, and sort of swirly designs on the side. They're fancy looking, with sort of just gnarly skulls on them. And the sparrow, they have stopped glowing after you pulled them out of the heat of the fire, and they haven't glowed since. When you touch them, they kind of like, there's almost like a shine to them, as very quickly you can see like small runes kind of, it's almost like it reacted to the touch of someone who has a bigger affinity for magic, things like that. But this is a different kind of magic. He was able to use these to do something. Each card, each of his 52, well, of his both decks of 52, were essentially spells that he had in cards, that each of them had a different effect. One of them cut Grimalk in his neck and poisoned him intensely. There wasn't poison on the card. Whatever that card was poisoned his system. It was killing his body. And whatever he did when he threw it in the chaos of the fire, you're not sure what effect it had. Whether he was hitting the ghost or he was trying to hit you guys, whatever he was doing, he was getting hit by 2 bombs, so he wasn't doing very well. But whatever these cards are, they are potent and they are dangerous. I would say that you could spend a long-term project to try to learn and decipher the magic that goes into this so that you could eventually learn to use it. But it seems like only someone with kind of affinity for like spirit shit can do it. You could mess with these and learn them. Sparrow, you have a slighter chance of doing it, but you'd have to like take more spirit shit as a
I put the second deck down on the table too.
Second deck, same thing. He had basically 104 things that he could do, but you hit him with bombs, so he did not have time to do them.
I am throwing notes in the chat so that we can do it easy when the time comes. That's all. So ignore chat for the moment.
Yeah, I'm saying he's not going to use these. You might.
I can definitely research them and figure them out.
I don't want them. Good work.
Thank you.
So we can start an 8 o'clock for you. My Roll20 is acting up. I do not have like access really to it right now, but we can. Okay. Yeah, an 8 o'clock for the deck. $2 cards or something like that, however you want to call them. But yeah, could be a very potent weapon in the right circumstance. Definitely a Severosi thing, very strange. and lacks the elegance of Tycherosi magics and weapons. Yes, you have a question.
Would talking with his auntie,
Auntie would probably know more about it, and we could do that as a scene at a later time. But that she could probably help you along with that clock. I would say use that contact because she's into spell shit. But yeah, how she reacts to it, we're not. Who knows? All right. So, you guys continue your meeting?
Yeah. So what you're going to go talk to him? Do you need any of the rest of us there?
Any or all of you are welcome to join me, of course. It should be a relatively non-violent sort of affair.
Then I'm not going.
I'll come along. I could do something non-violent for a moment.
Wonderful. I'd love to have you come along, darling.
I have other business I need to attend.
completely understand.
I trust you to make the calls. This was a risky plan.
But it worked.
Indeed.
And it worked because of you, and you, and you, and you. We work well together. This is good.
Yes. It reminds me of the war.
I get up. Ugh.
And Victor just sadly looks down at the table as the screams echo in his head. The war. Okay, so then I say we can probably jump to this meeting
Okay.
that you want to have with Frank Grun. So you meet with Grun and Grun's goons, which are Grun always has with him. Where Tubuck Chuck had John Irons, Grun has Grun's goons, which are these three hulking individuals. Grun himself is a large man. These three are large men, muscular and just large. All of them seem not the brightest. You know, upon meeting them, you would assume that John Irons was worth all three of these. You know, like one John Irons equaled all three of these guys.
Yes.
But still, you know, effective. They look like they could rip you in half. Frank Grun himself is, like I said, a rather large man. Sleeves kind of rolled up his arms as he wears sort of a dirty kind of, I guess like a dress shirt in a way. And he has a big black apron on, a black like leather apron, as most of the billhooks do when they go out to like combat, because it helps with the blood, as they say. And he had on his right hip a hatchet, and on his left hip a large meat hook, a meat cleaver. And he's got sort of a pouch on the apron that has all kinds of like other kind of like little blades and shit that are sort of supported and strapped onto him. And so he meets you at, did you want to set up the meeting place, or are you meting him at where he
I will
decided?
go wherever he wants to meet.
Okay, so he meets you at I guess he would meet you at his lair, which is a slaughterhouse in Crow's Foot. Active, still working. He himself has blood on his apron. Looks like this is his job, to run this slaughterhouse and kill animals. There are a decent amount of billhooks around. They welcome you with very grumpy and angry-looking faces. They are unpleasant people, and a lot of them seem high. There's a lot of drugs around, just sort of in the area. His desk where you are is sort of his like office, and it's grungy and sort of gross, and he has a table there, and on it you can see there's like a bag of drugs just sitting there. It looks like he was in the middle of sort of like measuring it out or something. And so he's sitting there just kind of like scratching his face. He's got a large gnarly scar that kind of runs up along his eye, from his cheek and then up his eye. He has very short kind of cropped hair, shaved kind of on the sides, and is very short on the top. And it looks like a man who could headbutt you and crush your face, but isn't right now. His nose has been broken several times. And so he just looks at you from across his table.
So, you're telling me that you and your crew,
and tell me if I'm jumping too much into what
I wanted to do something super cool at the beginning that I hope you'll let me do. I was going to ask you, would it have been okay for me to grab a handful of ashes from the bar?
Sure.
All right, I would have put it in a small leather packet. And
I would
then,
say Sparrow probably scooped it up for you.
I think that's great. And I would walk in and say, I come bearing gifts. And I put a little leather satchel on the table.
He takes it, opens it, unafraid as to whatever's in there. Doesn't care.
what the fuck is this?
Ashes, my friend. Very special ashes. It came to our attention that you were at war with The Ironbiters. Well, as you know, their headquarters is in a certain bar. The taste on your tongue right now is that bar.
He can't help but smile a little.
And how would someone like you get a hold of these ashes?
The same way we killed their leader. Style, planning, panache, an ability to control chaos.
So, you telling me that you killed Two-Buck Chuck and burned
Indeed.
that place to the ground?
And hurt his second-in-command something fierce, too. Put a bullet in his gut myself.
Kind of looks you up and down. Kind of disbelieving in a way, but, recognizing, why not?
I did hear it was done by new players in town.
That is correct.
How big's your crew?
Big enough.
Careful, huh? All right.
It has to be when you're a new crew in town.
Well, fine. You killed Two-Buck Chuck. I guess you're looking for some coin, right? You want a reward. Again,
Oh, go ahead, please.
I was just going to say I'll pull out a couple coin for you and send you on your way.
I think that is excellent. And you may not know this, but we already pay one of your lieutenants to operate within your territory and with your protection. So we are already business associates in a way, and I was hoping I'll definitely take the coin for that job well done, but I was hoping for something a bit more long-term in formalizing our relationship.
A relationship, eh?
Indeed, you have the golden opportunity to sweep the Ironbiters off the playing board.
I would like to see those crowbar dragon fucks brought to the ground. And you definitely did hurt them, without a doubt. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a little bit of freedom in my area. And do you think you can do what you did a few more times? Like some of their other businesses and what?
Our primary goal is not always murder. This was a statement. They hurt one of our people. And so, we simply cannot allow that to be a thing that happens. However, we're quite good at acquiring items, ensuring that things get from point A to point B in a quiet way, and, yes, occasionally causing some explosive chaos. I think we would prefer not to be known as assassins in the long term, however. You understand, this was vengeance.
Yeah, I get that. I definitely get that. Well then, if not murder, then I think I can think of a few jobs, right? Killing Two-Buck Chuck is not nothing. He was a crafty little fuck.
Indeed he was.
Cocky.
Oh,
He was
yes.
real cocky, right? Well, where do you live? Then I don't mean that in a spooky, I'm gonna kill your fucking family way. What I mean is, you say you pay me for protection, one of my lieutenants. My lieutenants didn't tell me about a new group operating in our territory, and that's a problem for me.
I can imagine. Someone's skinning off the top.
Precisely. And that's risky. So where is it that you're all staying?
Directly above the Thunder Bucket.
That little fuck. I'll tell you what. You want the Thunder Bucket?
Yes.
You can have it. But I want you to prove to me that you can hurt someone beyond just vengeance. Kill the fucking bartender, bring me his fucking head. And I mean, bring me his fucking head. I want it put right here so I can do a fucking line out of his eyes. Right?
I look over at Ebony.
That
you-
can
are you all here?
absolutely be arranged. Yes.
Okay. I didn't know you were all here.
No,
Are
no,
you
just
all-
me and Ebony. Just me and
Oh,
Ebony.
okay.
Just
Okay.
us two.
I'm sorry. I can't. That went right over my head.
Stepping out of the shadows, Ebony says.
Always like Taco Rosie. Weird with your fucking eyes, but sharp as hell. So, you bring me the head of this fuck, and you keep the bar. And then I know that though you don't like being assassins, hey, I can trust you. Right? Good. That's
Good.
it. So, you
So
do
the
that little-
coin, the kill, and the bar.
I think the bar's good enough. If you're not going for the coin because you want to make something of yourself, then work your way up from the bottom, like we all fucking did. You went to go take down Two-Buck Chuck. You didn't want money, you wanted a little bit of power. Sometimes you gotta trade it. Would you like to sway him?
I was actually going to ask if I could sway him.
Yes, yeah. So this
Okay.
is not always gonna want to pay you.
Yeah, no,
But
of course he doesn't. That's why we do this.
In The Witcher, where you can haggle with him.
Yeah. So I will definitely sway. Here's my question. My downtime was literally going to be I practice and I indulge my vice. Is it safe to say that in the 3 days that we had, I indulged my vice so that I could
Yeah.
possibly? Okay, sweet. I'll make a quick vice roll. Doink. Do the thing. Okay, I remove 4 stress.
Okay. You're down to 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Only
I
You
know,
still-
right?
You look kind of tired.
Yeah.
Because you've been running around. I would imagine this is, though you are succeeding, this is kind of taking its toll on Grimalkin's
Yes.
body and psyche. But
Yes.
you are slowly crawling your way out of nothing. So
Yeah. So yeah, I would accept a devil's bargain if he wants to put something else on top of this. But we got to get
and what
paid
is this
too.
for the sway? So
This is for the sway.
I don't think you can do both the devil's bargain and push yourself.
Oh no, I haven't pushed myself yet.
Okay.
so if you want an extra die for swaying him to give you a little cash, I would say that maybe he won't like you as much. What do you guys think about that? Like maybe he won't. I don't know.
I feel
kinda
like
makes
if I'm swaying
You're all
though,
criminal.
I'm
You're all
convincing him.
Yeah, to
Um,
get money. Yeah.
Maybe
So
there's a
maybe-
condition on the money.
He'll
Maybe
like
there's-
us too much.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I like
that's
that.
Not, that's not a bad idea. I like that.
I
idea.
like that. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. So he'll lend you too much, but he expects results
I love it.
essentially. And if you don't succeed at all the next couple of jobs, there's going to be some fucking problems. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
All
We can do
right.
that.
So what is my position?
Risky, I would say. This is a calm environment, but this is a nasty man. This is
Okay.
a man who cuts people into pieces
All
with
right.
a knife. And yeah, but I don't know. It's standard because it'll be what we just described. It'll be
Yeah.
the devil's bargain. So that's not that bad. It's not too nice.
6.
So-
6.
Damn, you went for devil's bargain. You got like 4 dice.
I have 3 dice to. I only have 2 dice to start. I misclicked.
Oh.
Let me get that back. Let me
Does
reroll
devil-
that.
Well,
Well,
wait,
the last one would have been a 2. I don't know.
doesn't devil give you 2?
No,
No,
just
No,
one.
it gives you 1.
You succeeded. I don't
Okay,
care.
I misrolled though. Okay.
I don't fucking care. So
Okay.
you did it. So you swam. He kind of mulls it over. All right. 4 coin.
4 coins, perfect.
4 coin for you. Your group. Right?
Yeah.
Total. You bring me the head
Done.
of that fuck. Georgie. Let's say his name's Georgie.
Sure.
Bring me the head of Georgie, and I expect this is an investment, right? I am a businessman at the end of the day. So you are an investment, Mr. Grimmalkin,
Grimmalkin, that's correct.
Everly. So, I expect fucking results from what I'm doing. I want your help destroying the iron vitals. Is that clear?
I don't think we'd have any problem with that.
Good. Because I'm going to see... Oh, I'm sorry, what did you say, Chris? I'll talk right over you. Okay. Your mic is jabberwocking all over your voice, but I heard you. Good. Because I'm going to see any sort of fluctuation in my power that's for the negative. There is, if we go into the red, as opposed, right? Red is
Yeah,
dead.
yeah, red is bad.
If we go into the red, that means I'm going to blame you. Does that make sense to you, Mr. Remote?
Well, I don't know if that makes... Yes, it makes sense.
It makes sense to me. So, take you for a coin. One of Groon's goons takes the coin and just and drops it on the table. He's, Jesus, you're dropping it all over the fucking dust, you fuck. And he moves the drugs off of the bottom, kind of pats it. Because you fucking wasted $5. So, you take it, take the ball, bring me Georgie's head within the week. All right.
I imagine we can have it to you by tomorrow. We live right above him.
He looks at you, Ebony.
Give me a day or two, but yes.
That microphone is not liking you today. I would maybe check the wire or something. It's all. Are you guys hearing that, or is it just?
Yeah,
hearing
no,
it
I
too.
absolutely hear that. Yeah.
All right, but I think I heard you. You said you think you can do it. Okay. Jagaroshi, huh? All right then. Fuck off.
Our pleasure. And it was a pleasure to meet you in person. We will see you soon.
None of the gang leaders are pleasant human beings.
Indeed not.
Pleasantries aren't beneath them.
So you have set up the bar, the Thunder Bucket, will become yours upon the murder of Georgie. I know that's not like a system thing, but I just think that makes sense for the story. Fuck this guy, and he wants a new. This guy wants replacement, so there you go.
If
yes.
I may, could we turn that into our fence? Could we
Who?
buy and sell goods out of there? Out of the Thunder Bucket? Out of the back?
You want, so essentially it would be a bar. Well, then you'd have to have somebody else in charge of it,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we need to recruit.
Yeah,
we
we
need
would
a
need to recruit.
cohort.
Yep.
We just get a new cohort.
Yeah, so why not? I'll see.
okay.
Chris, I can't understand anything.
No,
say.
you are just...
The microphone is demolishing your voice.
Unplug it and plug it back in, maybe?
That works sometimes.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
So, okay. All right. Well, don't worry. We're almost done tonight anyway, so it's okay. We'll figure it out for next time. So yeah, I mean, you can essentially, now that this is your this bar is like your turf. This is like your first turf essentially, and it is like your lair.
Yes.
As opposed to being a shitty flat above the bar, you now have the bar, which is nice. So yeah, you want to turn it into like a small business on the side where you can sell.
Yeah,
I
so...
would say not big stuff, but you can definitely if Sparrow has some sticky fingers on a job, you can definitely sell it. If you get like another batch of whiskey or something, you can sell it. Shit like that.
Yep.
Thundermark.
Thank you, Geeky Bugbear, Fairy Wren, Stewie the Mad, So This Is Snazzy. Thank you for the raid. We love you all.
Welcome. So yeah, I don't see why not. Okay, make it a fence.
Okay.
Unless, did anybody else have any other ideas as to what kind of business you'd want it to be?
Nope.
So there's a mechanical thing that goes along with that, and it is our first piece of turf. So I want to just make sure everything is clear. If we have a loyal fence, It's +2 coin for burglary or robberies.
Ooh, I like it.
Okay.
All right.
Sweet.
So, you.
Should we-
I think I say maybe we will cut it here unless anybody else has another scene that they want to do.
Well, we should probably do the numbers stuff now then,
Oh yeah. All the number crunchy shit.
including heat and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's actually something I was going to do once we were all done doing everything. So let's say you guys exit the meeting, you get together, do that. We'll do all the XP and shit like that. Upon returning to the bar, of course you'll kill Georgie soon, but for right now he's still just there and being a shitheel. But before we get to that, I am gonna say that, let's see, who would probably get it? I guess, Grim, you have an info broker as one of your contacts, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. She contacts you, and she wants a meeting.
Of course.
You to come and see her.
Yes.
So you go to the Crowsfoot School for the Blind, and you enter, walk in. You know exactly where you're going.
Right.
You probably tip your hat to a few people as they have seen you before and know you, though they can't see you. Well, no, the staff and shit probably can see.
Yeah.
You get to where you're going, and you get to a small office. You knock on the door. A female voice calls and says, "Come in." You open it. It is a room very dimly lit by candlelight. You can like a little too dark for you to like see, but obviously you know that the candle is not for her; it's for guests who are coming in. At the desk, sitting over books and gliding her finger across it, is a very beautiful woman in a decent garb, pretty nice dress. And she looks up, her hair kind of in sort of a loose bun with kind of a tousled hair at the back. And she looks up and she has a large scar that goes across both of her eyes, her nose, and out and across the other side, like a large slash, like a bladed weapon went across her eyes. But she looks up, and you can see it's a lot has been like trying to be covered up with makeup, but it's still there. It's pretty big and obvious. She kind of looks up off to the side. Now, if I'm not mistaken, by the smell of awful fucking cologne and the walk of those ridiculous shoes, that must be Grimaud.
Do you understand how much this cologne costs, darling? It's
Oh,
only...
who did it cost? Did it cost you? Did it cost some poor sod in Broadstone?
A little of column A, little of column B.
Come on in, shut the door.
All right.
And shut the door behind you, sits you down. Now, I hear that you've been quite busy. Well, I don't know what you've been doing, but I know you've been moving, haven't you?
Oh, yes.
All right. Now, I know you, Grim, and I know you're hungry, and I know you're not one to be cautious all the time. But you wouldn't have anything to do with what happened the other night.
With what happened where the other night, darling?
Well, the Ironbiter's saloon burned down and the leader was killed, but everyone was saying, from what I'm getting, is that it was a new crew. Some people who don't quite have a name in the city yet, and maybe they were doing this to make their move. Grim, was that you?
I'm interested as to the line of inquiry. I do work with a new crew now, but I am unsure why this would come back to me and them. That worries me more than whether it was us or not.
Well, my line of inquiry is this. Whoever did that, whoever took down Tubuck Chuck and burned that place to the ground, though he was an awful fucking man, believe you me, I know more about that scumbag's workings than most people, and it was terrible. But whoever did that, well, the Ironbiters, they're weakened, but they were a pretty big gang. And now their leader is John Irons. And John Irons didn't have quite the unique talents Tuvok did, but he is a man. He is a man of discipline and a ruthless man. And word on the street is that the Ironbiters are looking for that crew. Word on the street is they'll pay high to find them. And Grimalkin, that crew, whoever did that, as of right now, if they don't hide quick or find a way to muddy the information running about in the city, they're as good as fucking dead.
Well, then I would worry about that crew pretty distinctively and hope that they are...
I am.
And I thank you for your worry for that crew, and were a representative of that crew here, I'm sure they would tell you that there are plans in motion that would allow them to not disappear, but as you said, muddy the waters a good deal, well, providing protection for themselves. Were I a part of that crew, I would make sure that happened.
Well, I'd expect nothing less. I don't have quite the capabilities to spread the false information that crew might need, but I would say that if one were trying to hide in this city, where information is probably the most dangerous weapon, I would go, though I don't like them. You may have to go to the mines.
I'm sorry, did you say mines?
And I think right there is a good place to cut. For next time to appropriately deal with the amount of heat you're getting in order to not all die horribly beaten to death. You will probably have to help, get some help. And yes, the mines. So, now that we're done the story, let us go over the really fun part, which is the numbers. Let's do those numbers.
Hey man, I got a level. I don't know what you're talking about.
I got a level 2. I don't know what you're talking. This is going to be great.
I'm getting a level out of this too.
So how should we start? You guys now have one turf.
Yep.
You have turned it into a fence.
Do you have the crew sheet up and you'll take care of it?
Throck already did it.
I already
I'm
clicked
on
the
it.
button. Yeah.
Okay, good.
So let's do rep and heat, and then do XP,
Okay.
and go from there.
So
I've got it's in the chat for you.
yeah, you threw up 2 rep, or is that how much you start with?
That's
So
the
it's
base.
2 rep base, plus 1 per tier higher than us. This person was.
So infinite.
So whatever, right? Whatever you think. We are tier 0. If he was tier 3, we would get 3 extra rep, plus any additional you think is appropriate based on the job.
So for killing him, well, what happens when you reach max rep? Then you go into turf, right?
Yeah,
no,
we
then
get another.
we automatically get a turf, although you can do a job for a turf, which is what we just did. And we go up a tier
Yeah.
to the next one.
You would go up a tier now?
Only if we
filled it
got
up.
1, 2, 3, 4,
bad.
5. Because we're a strong 0, we would move to a weak 1.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's move you to a weak 1.
Okay. So we were tier 1 weak. How much was that total, so we know how far we have to get, do you think?
For the rep?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so he was probably a tier 3, so I guess you'd probably get like 4.
4? Okay.
Yeah, three for him and then an extra for the job.
Okay, so we'd get 6 total, because we get 2 base.
You have 2 base, right?
No. Every time we do one, every time we do a job, we get a base 2 rep.
Okay.
So we started the game with 2 rep. That's just like 2 XP on your character sheet. And then when you do a job, you get 2 rep base, plus the difference in tier, plus whatever.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, throw it on there.
Okay, so that'll put us at week... Yeah, then we are exactly where we are at week 1.
I would say, rep aside, all that shit aside, you were at a week 1. That's the important part. Tier 1, shaky ground because you're not. You're still dangerous. That's fine. And you have 1 turf, but it's useful to business.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Okay. So that's your rep. You're beginning to make a name for yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
The Phantoms are known now in a way for what they've done, which is cool.
Did we actually decide on that name?
I like it, but if you don't, we can continue to talk about it.
You haven't really.
No, I love it.
You haven't told anybody else in game yet. So if you guys ever want to change it, you can introduce yourself. Like, if you want to go back to Frank Grun and be like, by the way, we are the Snickerdoodles. You know what I mean? If you ever need help, call upon the Snickerdoodles, and we will be there in a flash, or whatever you want. Or go to him and say
bandits.
the Sticky Bandits, or whatever you want. So if you want to change it, I don't care. If you can change it whenever you want, I'll change the story around it. But for right now, I'm just calling you the Phantoms. All right. So week rep. Is there anything else? We do XP now, right?
Heat.
Heat. Okay. So where was the heat
It's
marker?
in the chat.
In the Zoom chat.
One of us might go to jail.
That's not how that works.
I know.
So
Yeah.
for what you've done, you are at 4 heat. They are turning the city apart to find you. John Irons wants you dead. He wants your families dead. He wants you skinned alive, and he wants to eat your souls. I don't know. This is bad. They have the capability to make this a 4. They have the money to do it, and they have the manpower to do it.
So let me ask you.
Very bad.
I hate to be the person to ask for extra homework, but we also killed people, which automatically adds 2 to the heat because ghosts and whatnot, and bodies leave a trace. But it's up to you if you go ahead.
They're also on hostile turf, and it was a high-profile target.
Yeah.
Yeah, so technically you could give us 4 more.
Yeah.
You know what? What's the max?
9 before we get a wanted level.
What's a wanted level?
It means the cops are starting to come after you.
Pretty much the cops. It's pretty much the cops.
Let's put you because of how many bodies you dropped and because of how much destruction you did. Let's put you at an 8.
That seems.
I don't think the cops are coming for you yet because this is still gang shit, and they don't care about crow's foot, and you're doing gang shit. So they're just like, fuck them.
I think that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So, but an 8 because of how I thought that 6 was the top, so I didn't keep going. But yeah. So
Okay.
8. They fucking want you dead, and it's bad. So that's your heat, and that would definitely affect downtime because any minute that you're outside is possible dangers. And people are offering money for your whereabouts, which is not good when you live above a bunch of drug addicts. But so next XP,
Crew XP, yeah.
So
Yeah,
shall we do
XP.
it? Let's do those questions, gang.
Well, I'm on the Crow XP page. Do we want to do that first or individual?
Let's do
Sure.
crew. We're here.
Okay.
We're already here.
All right. Contend with challenges above your current station.
You very much did.
+1.
Did we
do it
execute a 6?
Twice.
What?
Did we do it twice?
Why?
Because we get
We
2
get
XP
more.
if we did it 2 or more times instead of 1 XP.
When did you do it? What do you mean? Well, hold on. The job was kill two buckchuck.
Contend with challenges above our current station.
Right. So so what Throck's suggesting
It's up
is
to you,
that
yeah.
Like 2 buckchuck and John Irons. Is that what you mean?
or 2 separate challenges.
Or 2 Buckchuck and burning down the thing, or 2 Buckchuck and negotiating our way into new turf, or
I would say if you did 2 jobs, probably, right?
I don't know.
Is
It's
that-
up to you. It's
I'm
challenges. It's not jobs. So it's
Right.
it's things we've overcome, not things that give us coin.
Let's say for right now, sure. I'll think about that later. But for right now, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Throw it on
I
there.
could say the negotiating with the bill hooks is above our current station.
Yeah, they're actually a little weaker than the Iron Biters technically, but
Well, they were.
Uh-huh.
well, they still are.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh boy.
They're gnarly. They're good at what they do, but they were gonna lose that war. You didn't jump in there. Now there's a chance. They were gonna get fucking annihilated. So Next.
Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, right? You developed a new reputation with, you literally said new relationship in the conversation.
We said we're not a force to be reckoned with because we did a vengeance spree and we made a new business relationship with the Billhooks.
Yeah.
One or two.
I would say two.
Okay.
One for rep for being the ones who killed Two Buck Chuck, and one for making new alliance.
All right, and finally, express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
We definitely did the goals of the crew.
Right.
And we talked a little bit, but the crew hasn't spent a lot of time talking to each other yet.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say we get one because we did very flashily express the goals of the crew.
At the end of the day, it was about let us try to make a name for ourselves.
Yeah.
That's what this was. I mean, revenge. Sure, you can throw that on top, but really, this was about let's be big boys, and that's
would you argue that for the essential nature of the crew that we are people who care about the well-being of each other to a certain degree?
I'd say that's inconclusive right now. I would personally, from my standpoint on watching your characters, I need more evidence. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. Grimalkin isn't a cold-hearted fuck, obviously. He seems to not want to hurt people, and he doesn't unnecessarily do things like that. Ebony, the jury's out. I don't know. we'll see. But I still would need to see you guys in certain situations. Sparrow does not seem to want to hurt people, but I think any of you push to a certain degree. I don't know. As of right now, I could see any of you putting a bullet in the eyes of an innocent person in the right circumstances, and I would like to put you in those circumstances at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But nice. Right now, let's say.
All right, that's crew.
No, there's one more because there's one that's crew specific. It's the
I don't
execute. That's fine. Execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft operation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sabotage.
I mean, technically, so you failed the encounter role, which I'm not a big fan of that role anyway, because I don't think a whole job should be dictated on one role. But
it's not. We should have a talk about that at some point because that's not what it does.
Okay, well that's not what it did in this. I didn't make you all get tied to chairs and beaten to death. So I would say, at the end of the day, you did a successful assassination.
All right, so the crew has leveled up with 2 XP into the new level.
Is that tier 1?
Well, no, now we get upgrades.
Yeah, now we get to choose an upgrade, and we all get 3 coin.
Yeah.
Ooh.
For our stash or for
our personal stashes.
Okay, so we get 3 coins in our stash. Got it.
I'm up to 4.
All right.
All right. So
I'll see if I can't take that away from you.
I'll use it.
Use it before I can take it.
Okay. So now we do character XP.
All right, let's do it.
Who goes first?
Upgrades later.
We can discuss upgrades?
Yeah, we can
we'll discuss upgrades on the Discord.
Yeah, we can do it out of game. We can come back.
Especially, I want Kay's input as more than just someone in chat.
Yes.
Yeah, fair.
All right. So I'll go first since no one else is. Every time you roll a desperate action, I did my desperate action, already marked it. All right. At the end of each session, did I address a challenge with stealth or evasion?
Yes, more than once.
Yeah. I would say stealth both in a lot, actually. Yeah, at the most. How much do you get? 2?
Yeah.
Take it, because you dress like the Ironbiters. You snuck in there. You snuck you kicked the bomb sneakily underneath them. Yeah, you did a lot.
All right, I get the playbook advance. Hooray! All right, did I express my beliefs, drive, heritage, or background?
No. Oh, wait, yes. With healing him with Auntie.
Bringing in Auntie and somewhat my drives, I'd say.
Yeah.
Sure.
Did I struggle with issues from my vice or traumas? The answer is no.
No.
All right, that's me.
All right. So I'll go next. I actually leveled up my prowess from the two desperate skirmishes today that I had to make. So I'm at 2 skirmish now, so that I can hurt people more efficiently.
You fight better.
Yeah, well, 1 from the training and like 2 from the I had enough. So did I address a challenge with calculation or conspiracy?
Yes, calculation. I would say not conspiracy, but definitely calculation.
Yeah, I would say I've done it like more than once, like twice or 3 times, or yeah.
Yeah, with the
I would say with the flashback, and then
The bill
the
hooks.
whole plan, the bill hooks.
the bill hooks. Yes, yeah, because the fight, I wouldn't count the fight as doing it, but definitely the bill hooks, and definitely the.
And also dressing up like a homeless man.
well, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean,
that was a good one.
The flashback's a more impressive version. But yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Did I express my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? I would say I definitely expressed my drives. That
Yeah,
my oh, go ahead.
And background with like your whenever you guys interact with like your friends and stuff, I would just throw that in personally. Okay. You did like so like you talking to Siren, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I personally would count that. You know, technically it's not your background, but it's something close to your heart.
Okay, I was just gonna go for my unquenchable drive to move forward and win the mission.
Well,
but
so that's the first one.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say he is a hungry man.
He is
for this for power. God, man, I really hope that doesn't get you in trouble later.
Oh, it's totally gonna get me in trouble now. Yeah. But that makes a fun character, baby. Like, not having ambition doesn't make for fun roleplay, you know.
That's right.
For me, anyways. And then, did I struggle with issues from my vice or trauma? No.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it for me, although I did advance in my book as well.
Go ahead, Crystal.
Okay. Did I address a challenge with knowledge or arcane power? Yeah.
Your microphone sounds much better, and also yes. Yeah. Yes.
I want to say kind of twice.
I would say twice. Yeah. Once
the deck.
Once with Donovan unleashing Donovan, and then once with analyzing the deck and figuring out that it is in fact a weapon that you can use at a later time.
Okay. And then, did I express my beliefs, drive, heritage, or background? Sort of, in that she was honestly gonna just go kill people for the Iron Biters.
Oh, okay. you were considering Chuck's offer to just be like, sure, whatever. Yeah. I don't care. Yeah. I mean, would have been a much cleaner way, but not as fun. So, okay, sure. I can do that.
All right. And then I didn't struggle with vice or trauma, so.
That's fine. Yeah. All right. And then did we already calculate the desperate rolls? Because I know you had a desperate roll or two in there for Crystal.
Oh, look.
Did I?
I don't
pretty
think...
sure
No, you had risky for your rolls.
Yeah, both of mine were risky.
And one controlled.
Yeah.
I got to give you some more desperate ones. All right. I'll do it. I kind of thought you were going to fight them on the way out of the street. That was definitely going to be desperate. But you surprised me by just going with them. So, very good.
All right. For me, did I address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem? Yes.
Very much.
Locations. Several locations.
Did you have a good time with that?
Yes, very, very, very much so. All the mayhem and destruction I could ever hope for.
I would say you killed the most people probably in this.
Yeah. I got a nice KP score out of this. Let's see. Did I express my beliefs, drives, heritage, and background? I think I'll say for that one scene, I briefly described my background for like a half a second, mentioning the war.
The war.
The war. And then cutscene.
I'll give it to you just because I think that's funny. Just because you shoehorned it in like an old man trying to tell a story and then walking away from you.
And all the kids leave, and you're just like.
I guess I'll just sit here in my sadness.
Yep. I definitely didn't struggle with my vices or traumas yet, so.
All right, gang.
Woo!
Is that our XP?
Yeah. I think that's
it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Then I think here is where we will end it.
All right.
All right, then let us take our way out. Thank you guys for coming and watching Blades. It is this is a very crazy game. I like it. This is a very wild game. So let's go around the room, tell everybody who you are, where we can find you, and yeah, give us a little bit. Let's start with Throck.
Hey, what's up? I'm Sean, also known as Throck. I'm the co-founder here. Welcome to the party. You can find me, of course, here on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, playing Blades in the Dark. Also on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, I run our Friday night D&D game, Dragon Dark Days, which is currently in Tomb of Annihilation. At 1 p.m. on Sundays, I run our Legend of the Five Rings game, Steel Blossom Moon. I don't know why I blanked on it. Which is amazing, and you should come check it out. It's a great group of characters. And then last but not least, of course, in Kevin's Rifts game, 8 p.m. on Tuesdays. Follow me at Throck Plays and check out all of our amazing stuff. We love you. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Thank you for the raid from Geeky Bugbear. Thank you for the 500 bits for so many games. I love you.
All right. And Crystal?
Hello, people. My name is Crystal Fear. You can find me at Crystal_Fear on Twitter. You can also find me on YouTube at youtube.com/Crystal Fear. I haven't updated it in a while, but I plan to start recording again. So
Good, man. Do it up. Kevin.
Hello, my name is Bisonic Kevin. You can follow me on the Twitter, which has been just really uplifting to read lately.
Stop reading Twitter, Kevin. I told you to stop reading Twitter.
I need to. All right, and I run a Rifts game on Tuesdays here on the channel, and keep an eye out for something special that we have in development, or not development, final production. That's a good way to say it, I think. In production. It'll come out eventually on some platform, and we'll let everybody know if you follow me on Twitter or the channel. So yes. All right, that's all I got for right now.
Very good.
Thanks.
Very good. Crystal, I think you misspelled your link. It's pretty.
Did I?
Yeah, it's YoloTube. which I don't know-
YOLOTube.
YoloTube.
YOLOTube?
Whoa!
Death by Mage.
Hi, everybody. I'm Death by Mage. You can find me on Twitter at Death by Mage, and you can also check out all of my wonderful things I create on the DMs Guild, such as Journey to the Feywild, Artifacts of the Guild, and the Jubilexian Slime Race, because slimes want to adventure too. And yeah, you can find me here on Wednesdays, having fun and blowing stuff up. Oh, this is a trend.
Oh no! what a terrible trend. So then I guess it's just me. Hello, I am Evan. I am Evan Jennings 64 on Twitter, and I'm Zombie Love Juice everywhere else, Instagram and such what. And I was your storyteller today. I like this. I enjoy telling stories. I do my own game on my own YouTube called Beyond DMH, where I run an evil campaign in D&D 5e. And I also play in the Rifts game here on Welcome to the Party every Tuesday at 8, run by Sonic, and it's awesome. Oh my god, it's awesome. And yeah, I think that's just about it. I can't remember because my brain is fried. But I hope you guys had a really good time watching. Don't forget, Welcome to the Party is pretty cool. If this is your first time checking out, go check out the Discord. If you like these games, maybe you can get in one of these games. Go talk to some of the people on the Discord. People are running games all the time, probably. And if you like everything about this whole situation, maybe go donate a little bit on the Patreon. You know what I mean? It's it goes to a good cause. And then don't forget to check out Root Inc. for some dope fantasy maps. Don't forget to check out Tabletop Loot for a bunch of cool dice and shit. And don't forget to check out So Nerdware for a bunch of merch pertaining to Welcome to the Party at sonerdware.com. There was a slogan. What was the cool slogan that
It's
they
what
had?
the nerds wear.
There it is. Nice. So yeah. So then that's it. I hope you guys have a great night, and thanks for coming to watch us be bad guys in a terrible city.
All right, we're going to go raid our dear friends at Soul Bear RPG, who are rocking it in Taldore, the Critical Role setting right now. I think they're a few years after the events of that. But go, say hi, show the love, give a WTTP hug to Soul Bear RPG as we go over there now. Everyone wave and say bye! Bye!
Bye.